rising, the charts are bold. DD bands rapping, stories untold. Riding with rocket scooter AI, up we go, reaching for the sky. Every train home never dies, on the edge as the numbers fly. Checking the charts, midnight glory, heartbeat thumping, another story. Green and red, flashing voices loud, future kings standing on their cloud. Riding with rocket scooter AI, up we go, reaching for the sky. Every train home never dies, on the edge as the numbers fly. Treading on, the pulse ascending, mind on fire, never ending. Trees of gold, endless fight, push on through the endless night. Riding with rocket scooter AI, up we go, reaching for the sky. Every train home never dies, on the edge as the numbers fly. Checking the charts, midnight glory, heartbeat thumping, another story. Green and red, flashing voices loud, future kings standing on their cloud. Checking the charts with AI, up we go, reaching for the sky. Every train home never dies, on the edge as the numbers fly. Checking the charts, checking the charts, midnight glory. Sanctuary in awe, it's blending, mind on fire, never ending. Dreams of gold, endless fight, push on through the endless night. Push on through the endless night. Push on through the endless night.
Guys, welcome to the morning show. I'm your host, Matt. You are on the Trading with Matt show. That's me. Welcome. Glad to see you all here. We're in for an exciting day. Oh my God, exciting day. Trading day is great. It's going to be great. Journey to $1 million, accounts at all-time highs. About to pass the 350 mark. Oh, what is it? Oh, right. 2 new family members on the Dream Stream team starting today as well. I know you guys would love to have something on the Rock Scooter show around the clock. It was heard. We meet people all the time. Hey, I'm in China. Hey, I'm in India. Hey, I'm in Germany. What do you guys got going on during those times? Well, we listened. And so now, afternoons, after we go to My Fun to TV and come back, a whole brand new show, brand new person, a gentleman named Neon. I'm gonna crush it with you guys in the afternoon. Then after the market settles down a little bit, opens up for the evening, we have fantastic person everybody knows, Sir Darb, i.e. Brad, kicking it off in the evenings. So we will I'll be there hanging out. They'll be here hanging out. You guys we just got bigger, 3 times bigger. So that all starts off today. We're going to celebrate all day long. They got giveaways. I got giveaways. It's going to be great. Good to see you. You need your lines. Somebody's like, I need my Rock Scooter lines. Well, here you go. Bringing them to you. Right here. You guys can't live without your lines. I got it. You hedge junkies, you. Let's go. Glasses on. Time to get serious. Let's go together. Exciting time. It's going to be really, really, really fun. I'm excited just to kind of see our channel from y'all's perspective. I get to hang out as a rocket scooter user for the first time ever. I get to hang out on the rocket scooter stream as one of you guys. Just like I'm, hey, can I be your friend? Or, hey guys, hey, can I hang out with y'all? Y'all like group of y'all standing by the bar, drinking a beer, watching on the TV. Hey guys, and you're like, get away, kid. We don't know you. I'm cool. I use the lines. I like the lines too. That'll be great. To see what it's like on the other side of the fence. I get to talk shit to the host, troll them. Oh, it'll be great. Good morning, guys. Don't forget to hit the like button on the way in. First thing we do is giveaways on this channel. More giveaways than any other channel on planet Earth, possibly the galaxy. All you have to do is click the like button. The more, the merrier. There's tiers. You see the poll on the stream, 500, 600, 700, and 900. We're gonna have a big day today, so it should not be hard at all to get to 900. Because now I'll be streaming three different times. So now, just click the like button. First thing you do when you get here, because we give away more accounts, the more likes. 1 ETF 500, 3 additional MFU at 600. 3 additional, what did I say? Futures desks today. At 700, 900. We'll give away some straight to funds with Tradeify. We are a week and a half away from giveaway Bonanza. Don't forget. Which we give away every single account we have left over, plus some lifetimes if you use the Rocket Scooter code for all your prop uses and needs. The more you use the code, the more our prop partners give us stuff to give away. It's linearly, it's proportional that way. So we appreciate you guys supporting the community that way, and of course supporting the new streamers that way. Like I said, as we grow, we're gonna reap our rewards and turn them into more benefits for you guys. Build more stuff, make more stuff. The prop scoring website is coming out. It is almost ready to go. We are creating the most sophisticated prop scoring algorithm that's going to use math to rank props based on every detail in that fine print in those contracts that you sign. I get asked a million times, hey, which firm is better? A, B, or C? And then I got to give an answer. I ask all the time, hey, I know My Fun Futures has a 10% off sale, but Tradeify has a 30% off. Which one's better? Hey, now Tradeify went 40% off and now Apex is 90. Is it better here? What about if Apex is 10? How do I compare? Well, we now have a way to do that. Now you can save money every single time and find the very, very, very best deal on everything. It's not just price, it's the ROI that you get out of the price. It's all the factors that go into the difficulty, every part of it. There's an overall score. There are 6 ways to score. A 5-point scoring system and an overall score. The overall score will be your value in purchasing the account. But other than that, the other score parts are to help you individually own your type of trading. If you are having a hard time beating an account that has a friendly drawdown or something, it's too difficult. You can go to the difficulty score and find one that's just less difficult. It may be more expensive, but less difficult. Additionally, you can go in there and program your own trading stats, and it will tell you which account is better for your style. How many times do you blow up before you win? Okay, so this is the best value for you. What's your win rate? Okay. Do you like to trade 4-to-1 trades, 1-to-1 trades? Oh, well then don't trade these kind of accounts, trade these kind of accounts. It's gonna be that kind of thing. Help you choose the right path for your journey. You'll be able to put prop firms next to each other and compare them line by line, every account you think of. TPT 50K, TPT 150K, Legacy 100K funded next. Let's look at them side by side and see how every rule is different. Cool. Help you decide. Number 2, like a credit score, we have the ability to show how the prop firm's score changes as they change their rules. Prop firm says, hey, we have a rule, or say we have, the prop firm has an 8.8 out of 10. Let's just make it like that. Prop firm comes out and says, hey, we just made our, $75 accounts cheaper. They're now $68. Okay. And you're going to see all the bullet points of that. But yet the score drops to 8.4. This is change 1, change 2, change 3. At every rule change, we're going to have a score change, kind of like how your credit score changes over time with every major milestone. Wait a minute, it got cheaper and the score went down. I wonder what it is. Oh, these are other factors that you didn't know. Oh, they reduced payouts, but they didn't announce that. They ninja nerfed it. So the score actually went down. Things like this. You like what I'm saying? So the idea is going to be whenever the prop firm makes a change, no ninja nerfs will apply. It may seem better on the surface, but the reality will be at the bottom. Oh, the score went down. Oh, crap. As a matter of fact, this prop firm, every single month they've made a change and the score's gone down and down and down and down. Red flag. Stop using them. We'll be able to catch rug pulls before they happen, and we'll be the one place in the world that can show that. Guys want to get caught up in funding ticks before they pull the plug, or fast track before they pull the plug on you and you waste all your money. You'll be able to see a prop firm deteriorating in front of your very eyes. Are we excited about the new website? Nobody does anything like this. I have a whole team of employees that are going to know every single thing about every single prop and teach you guys on the fly. No web scraping, no regurgitating the data from their websites. We will be scouring those FAQs and know everything there is to know. When does it come out? Probably next week. We're like right there at the end. He said about next week or so. We will have all futures, and then we'll move into Forex and CFD. We'll have every prop firm ranked relative to its competitors. You'll be able to answer the question, which one is best. Tired of hearing the marketing of people on your Twitter feeds going, everyone use this firm. This firm is great. How great are they? Well, they're paid to say that. In case you didn't know, every single person that you see talking about prop firms are paid a monthly salary to talk about prop firms. Not at all hiding the fact that so am I. But I'm affiliate equally, so there will be no bias in this website. We get paid by everybody the same. So every segment will have giveaways. Oh, that's correct. How low are we going? Good question today. Let's talk about the market. But anyways, you guys excited about the new prop website? You will be visiting it every day, I'm sure. Because you can play with it, put your stats in, check things out. We'll offer discounts and deals and all kind of special things for just visiting there. About a week or so. It's ready to go. We're in the finishing touches right now. So a week or so to us, then we start programming all the data in there and kind of getting our feet wet with how we're going to operate this thing, because we have really not done anything yet as far as like gotten our team to start doing what we're going to do every day. We're just going to get the website first, and we're going to start working, and then we'll get to you guys. So you guys will see it before the first week or so of March. Can we spoil where Top Step ranks? It's not. No, it's not even close to the top. No, Top Step is barely a top 10 firm for sure. So the top firms are My Fund and Futures and Take Prop. Now, again, we haven't programmed everything in yet, so let's be real with that. But of the ones we have programmed in, just on the test side of things, is TPT and My Fund and Futures are the top. What's up? What's up? I don't know where Top Step ranks, because the way the ranking system, the way the ranking system works is it ranks everybody together and scales everyone together. So one of the characteristics, which again is going to make our scoring system quite unique, is your score is also based on everyone else's score. It's like an ELO in chess. You can't just have a high rating without beating people that have a higher rating as well. So the more, when you put the firms, when they compete side by side as to who's better, you get points for being better than somebody. You get more points for being better than somebody who's close to you. So the idea becomes a community-based ranking system, to where if you're ranked at a 9.5 and another one comes in at a 9.6, you go down to a 9.4. So your rank is based on your neighbors. It's very unique on how it's done. There's a couple of purposes that serves. Number one is it's directly competitive. It allows a victor to emerge and to clearly be seen as the winner. It also prevents firms from figuring out how to fudge their numbers on the back end. If we become some big hot commodity out there, firms could try to fudge things to maybe game the system a little bit. So it keeps people guessing on how the scoring actually works. Encourages competition. That's exactly the point. It's going to make sure that if you are neck and neck with your competitor, you better beat your competitor, not just make better rules, or else they'll still rank higher. So the answer is not, is this firm good or not? The answer for this website is which firm is the best. And that champion will be a champion, right? So the scoring model is unique in that aspect. All right, we're getting ready to get going, baby. All right, today is Tuesday, I think, right? On the journey to, like I said, man, Patrick's still in Spanish. I don't get it. Let's just move this over here. Hold on. Whoa! They updated. What? Yo, okay. Hold on. Botrix is updated. Okay. Only subscribers can participate. Wow. Okay. I don't know if that works with on YouTube though. Let's see. Hold on. Member? What is member here? Active platforms. YouTube. Okay. Wow. Okay. No. Don't type anything yet. Hold on. Botrix updated. No. Don't type anything. Wait, no giveaway yet. Nothing yet. Hold on. Clear participants. Okay. Yo, that is cool. All right. That's neat. Oh, just looking at that. Okay. So what do we got going on here? We got our news. We're not doing a giveaway yet. I was just, there's no giveaway yet. You guys are goofy. All right. Hold on. We got some movement this morning. We have DD band bounce on NASDAQ. See what's going on there. Don't want to short it. Wait, what's going on? Hold on. Wait. This week. Come on. What's going on, internet? Well, I gotta maybe refresh everything. My browser just crashed. Well, we had some wee-woo right now. So if the stock market was closed, why to issue new overnights? So, okay. Why RS got DD from yesterday futures close and not Fridays? Oh, wait. Are you sure? Hold on. Okay, so number one, hedge pressure, the monthly hedge pressure can be adjusted. Even though the options don't change, the open interest doesn't change, the theta can change. So they're readjusted for theta. Remember, dynamic can be calculated in real time. Using the Greeks, theta also is a portion. So when I recalculate it yesterday, it uses a different theta, and therefore it adjusts the value. Remember, dynamic, it moves in real time, so I can just run it anytime. So the snapshot I take in the evenings, that's okay. Does that make sense? You following? The hell? What on earth? Can you guys see me? My internet is, my browser's all broken. Okay, am I still live? Hold on. Chat, everything in my browser just crashed. Hold on, am I still live? Y'all see confusion on my face? Okay. My whole browser, my browser's just crashed. So hang on for a second. Don't go anywhere. I bet you I look like a complete fool for a minute there. The hell is going on? Okay, so like basically everything just stopped connecting. So all my browsers, let me start over. Hold on. That is hilarious. No music. Yeah, like everything cut out. All the browsers just freaking crashed for some reason. And it looked like it was spinning wheel and I was like, oh no, my internet's dead. No. Okay, hold on. Let's restart everything. Don't go anywhere. We're like, wait, did Matt just have a stroke? Like, what the hell's going on here? Oh my word. All right, hold on, we're back. Where'd it go? You're like, wait, mid sentence. That just kind of freaked out for a minute there. Sorry about that, guys. Don't know what to tell you. But that the browser crashed. I was trying to look at the freaking economic calendar. Music's gone. The freaking neighbor turned on the blender, making morning margaritas. I'm missing the trade. Come on. Short this crap. Oh, we'll just see. We'll just see what happens. Okay, hold on one second. Where's the music? Where's the music? Oh my gosh, come on. We're back. Hold on. Sorry. Where is... Let me reopen everything here. Hold on. The DD bands are still based on off of Friday's close. Those aren't changed. They shouldn't have changed. Like the browser just decided to like die for some reason. Which was quite odd. All right, ChatGPT. Let's get our Votrix up here. Hold on. We're below MHP on S&P, so 6850 is resistance target. We haven't hit the lower DD band. I think that's where we're going. Let me get this Wheel of Fortune. What? It says go premium. I already paid for it. What are you talking about? Trying to make me pay for the bot again. What the heck? Let me try this one. Okay, let me see this. Weird. Trying to ask me to pay for a bot again. That's weird. We'll figure it out later. Okay. Looks like Botrix updated their backend really quick. Hold on, let me get this all loaded up here, you guys. Hang out. Don't forget to smash the like button as we're ready to go. Apple Pay. What is all of this? I don't have time for this. The website's very buggy right now. Type in a credit card and all that. Oh my word. Where's my wallet? Hold on, guys. Hold on, I gotta send a message downstairs. What? Okay. All right, we're back. Weird. So Botrix had an update. Trying to make me pay again. I swear I'm already paying for it, but it's like pay again. Maybe there's a bug on their site. No clue. Anyways, I'm back. All right, so let's see what that... I was trying to get organized here to see what that actual news was. Had something earlier. Financial Juice gave us a little bit of Iran stuff. Okay, so this week, particularly in the calendar, guys, don't forget to hit the like button as we get ready to get going on the million challenge. I'm at 343,000. 100K start. I only added some money before 100,000 just to get us to the starting point. Had a little bit of a rocky December, but once we take off, we take off. Gonna be just rolling, rocking and rolling the whole way up. Should hopefully get there by the end of the month if I keep pushing hard. I've never seen so many. I feel like I've never seen so many broke people with big voices in this world. Like nobody on this planet or on the YouTube is streaming an account that you can see there's a real account, not paper. That you can see the actual balance, the exposed position, the P&L, everything while you trade, and the DOM on the screen. Even people that say they do it transparent or whatever, they're trading off screen. Oh, thanks, baby. Appreciate it. Woo! All right. Oh, how do we do this time?
I put a stir in it. Put a stir in it so you can stir it. I don't.
I'm supposed to drink out of it.
No.
Then why is it a straw?
Stir. Why is it called a stir?
I wanted to taste the cold foam. Hold on. It's pretty good. You make it with oat milk or regular milk? This one.
Like the foam or the
coffee or the matcha?
Matcha is with oat milk.
Good.
The question being the acid.
I was just asking. It's real milky, so I was asking if you use regular milk.
It's still milky.
It's the cream?
Cream. I am telling you. Let me stop using just regular.
Just put that syrup in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can we make it?
No, it's great. I was just asking questions. Calm down. You're good. Thank you. Oh my god. No. Well, remember we're doing science. We're trying to figure out which one is the optimal mixture ratio.
I don't put cold foam in mine anymore.
Hold on, camera's frozen. Hold on, guys. What the heck is going on here? Computer's being really weird. Wait, hold on. Oh, shoot. I know why. My bad. It signed me into... I know why, guys. My bad. Hold on. We should be better here. Hold on. Hold on, guys. Don't go anywhere. It's because StreamYard stole my camera. Hold on, guys. Sorry, guys. Sorry, I'm back. I'm back. Oh my God, what a rocky start. All right, now we're back. Okay. When so the browser crashed, I had to turn everything off. So I lost everything. I had to load, you know, my 30 freaking tabs back open. But I signed into StreamYard because it defaults whenever I open my browsers, it opens that too. And so it hijacked my camera. So my camera was like, it completely froze. And then, okay, so I had to turn the encoder off and back on. Oh my God. What's going on here? Sorry about that. An iDoc brings me a matcha. That saved the morning. Okay, anyways, Iran talk, that's what's causing the kind of the bump here. Yeah, let's talk about the trading day. Okay, so number one, the DD band should still be calculated off of Friday's close. Simon was talking about that. Let's chat about it really quick. Okay, so DD band should not adjust for the holiday, which is Friday's close would be here. Okay, so we got S&P as an example. 6650. So you'll have like whatever this is, right? 6 minus 6650, 6845.22. Okay, hold on. Okay, 6845.22 minus 66, or 25 minus 6650. 6778 at the bottom. Okay. Is it being calculated off of? Did that adjust? That shouldn't be adjusting. But then again, let me think about it. The rule is we use the close and the open. Yes, we could do it at a market halt. That's correct as well. Because the IOP is rerun at this time. It's not just a halt. There we go. So this is your answer. Good question. So in theory, we never really discussed this. And I'm going to actually change my philosophy here. Anytime the market or the futures market IOP is run, i.e. we gapped, right? When you gap, anytime the futures market opens, we calculate it from the previous close. We never discuss what we do on a halt. We should recalculate it based on a halt because the IOP is rerun at the open. So therefore, right, but the philosophy of what DD band actually is, I designed that, right? So the philosophy is anytime you run the gapping calculation, the IOP and the futures open, you use the previous close state or halt state. Now I'm going to change my philosophy in that is also important because it's not just a continuation of you're looking at the discontinuity. So example, if futures were to like halt on a half day and then resume trading, yes, you would go from last Friday. However, futures are trading, and when they halt, they reopen with the gap. And because of that, you're going to do the previous price before the gap. That's really the secret. So I think that is technically going to be correct because anytime you gap, you find a new liquidity spot, right? In your new liquid spot. So I think because DD bands are now being referenced off of, I think this price here. That's my thought. Well, that was every time you gap up, that was my thought that you're going to use the previous close price or now a halt price. But let me double check that it's done correctly because I want to make sure that it's calculated at the right spot. But you were right. Thanks for catching that. But my question is, should I adjust it? We should see if today's DD, like philosophically, it probably is correct to do this. Okay, 68.54 minus 66.50. 68.54 minus 66.50 puts us at 67.87. But that's not even, hold on. And that's not correct. I think you're right though. I think it is wrong because it looks like it's calculating it for the open. It looks off. It does look off. Hold on. 68.55. 81. 68.55. Okay, hold on. Guys, don't forget to hit the like button. We're about ready to get started here. 6685 minus 6650. Okay. Yep. 6618. Wait a minute. 6685. Oh, 6885. So 6818. What is wrong with me? Can I do math today? 60. Where am I getting this? 6854. Minus 6650. Sorry. 6787. Okay, so that's not off the open. Let me just make sure it's not the right spot. And where is 6782? They are off. That's a good question. $65.84. You're actually right though. There is some error. There is an error here. Minus what is the value? 67.82. Unless, yeah, let me double check this. There seems to be an error. This is a lot lower than it needs to be. There is an error because I just recalculated the risk interval it's using from the close would be 7182. So if they're not symmetric. Look at this. Hold on. You can clearly see that this is smaller than that. There's an error. So let's calculate what it needs to be and just redraw it. Hold on. You guys are right. It's off a little bit. So they're calculated from the close. There seems to be a bug on the holiday. If you look, it's not like this distance and that distance are not the same. They're not an equal distance from the close. You can clearly see that this is smaller than that. That's much bigger than this. We pushed an error live to account for holidays. We got to see what the difference is. Okay, so if I were to take the two, I'm going to try to calculate this. Let's do it with NASDAQ. 25,036.58. Also need to round the value First of all, the DD bands being 0.58 cents, that's a clue that there's an error. They should be equal to tick size. Okay, so 25 or 36.50 minus 24,530. So I'm calculating a 253 risk interval on NASDAQ. And that says 253. Okay, so that's about right. To 253.04 plus 24,530. Gives me 24,783. Is that the open or close? Yeah, that is weird. Maybe it is still using Fridays. Simon, did you start me on a path that just put me in a full circle? Is 783 Fridays close? And I'll say that stuff. I really get serious to go check it out. Yeah, there seems to be an error. Okay. Okay. There seems to be an error. Okay, you are right. So let's just recalculate what they need to be. The question is, traditionally we did off of Friday's close, but we should do it. We should definitely do it off of the halt. There is not a continuity. So let's do it from. All right, I'll do it real quick. We've got 15 minutes market opens. Okay, guys, I'm looking to maybe short pops today only. But let the market pop to a higher high from here, and then I'm gonna take a short off of probably upper DD band if we get it. 24,747. Okay. All right. And we'll subtract 53 from it. $24,494. Yeah, so they're off by a little bit. I don't know what this number is, but I'm gonna redraw it. We'll just remember we've got new ones, and I'll make it like a different green color. Okay, and we'll do 25,000 exactly. Okay. All right, so these are going to be the adjusted ones, so we'll put those right over here. This is based on yesterday's halt state. Okay, thank you. Friday, Monday. All the previous saved updates are gone. Did you do another update? Yeah, but it should be stored in your browser's cache, like your saved levels. Or one of the projects we're gonna do is start saving all your levels server side, so it should be something that wouldn't be an issue. But mine didn't delete, so as far as I know, some of them are saved. Wait, hold on. Your manual drawing should be saved server side by now. I'm sorry. You mean your actual physical drawings, right? Some things are stored in browser cache, some things are stored in server. 6650. What's ES? Trying to get you guys. Yeah, so there's an error in the DD bands today. We tried to do a holiday update. And so let me give you guys some real numbers here to use. 6584, 685425. And some quick math here. Okay, and then maybe the margin requirement updated and we didn't update the table. That's one of the things that could happen. Because it seems to be that it's not the right margin requirement. Did they just update? I'll have to double check that. 5787. Okay, I would say check that. If the margin requirement just got bigger, that could explain the discrepancy. Because I'm calculating from what it's showing here. I'm calculating I was calculating a different number, but maybe not. Anyways, all right. So it's shifted a little bit. Somehow they're off, but just a tiny little bit. So thanks for finding that error, Simon Dean. We'll be ready to go with it. Okay, so today We are gapping down on NASDAQ with about 140 points of run. We're gapping down S&P with about 15 points of run. It's gonna be a nice, clean, easy day because we have we're gonna have resilience and arbitrage ready to go. These are gonna give us some pretty decent values because we have a gap down. Anytime you get a decent gap that's not a flat open, you're gonna have some good value. So inside of here, what I'm hoping to see, best case scenario, if we go up to there, I'm still going to short the market from upper DD band. If today's the big relaxation day that pulls back, we're still in liquidity crisis. You guys remember the way that I treat this market is while gold is crashing and while Bitcoin is crashing in this moment in time, everybody is still squeezed. So Bitcoin is trading down, gold is trading down, the market's still going to trade down. Everything's trading down because everyone's getting squeezed out. So whatever pops we get, I'm going to be willing to short. If this is the green relaxation day on the way down, then it is. Like if this day turns to be like 25,200, like it just goes up to the top, then that's what it is, and we continue to trade down, whatever. Fine. What I don't do is come short at the bottom. So I don't know. We'll have to see what the DD band looks like and the DD ratio looks like when the market opens. So when the market opens, if this ratio is jumping above half, it could be a nice little long day to play up. If resilience is greater than 0, I'm going to buy the dips to fill the gap. Upside targets today, I'm not going to be greedy. If I do take any longs, it's only to fill the gap and that's it. Like I said, if I do take longs, it's only to fill the gap and that's it. If it breaks through here and keeps going, well, I'm going to wait. There's always short plays off of here and here if I'm still bearish, but today could be the day that just does this, right? So I'm not going to be eager to jump in and chase a short at the bottom, even though I do think the market's still coming down. So we'll see. Hit that like button, friends. We are getting ready to roll on the best day trading stream in futures on the planet. I will out trade any guru, any Twitter kid, any payout princess, you name it. I make 10 times what the next 10 people do put together. And we will continue to grow on this channel as we become the biggest and best live trading stream on the planet. What? Woo! I just got a message that I got my breakfast. She goes, look at the breakfast. Oh my God. Oh my God, guys. Look at that. Woo! Wait, hold on. It's going to fall over if I don't anchor it. Look at this. Buy him. It is like a tostada. It's like my favorite breakfast. Wow. iDoc, are you here? My favorite breakfast is like, I always get the like the tostada with the beans and the avocados, and the eggs. Let's go. Now my laptop is trying to turn on its own. Something weird's going on over here. Use your tobacco. Wait, what? Oh, Tabasco. Oh. Autocorrect said. She's like, use your tobacco. I'm like, how do I eat this? Tabasco. Oh yeah, the green Tabasco. So like I tell you guys, look, there are two different types of Tabasco sauce that most people like always think about. The red kind, I'm gonna tell you, the red Tabasco sauce, I'm not a big fan of. I actually kind of hate it. It's weird. It's too vinegary. It's not even like a good vinegar taste. This, I'm gonna tell you, this is the magic sauce. The green kind. Look, if you've never had green Tabasco sauce, it's not that spicy. There's a little bit of heat. But it's a jalapeno version. It's sour and good. This is so good. This is my favorite Tabasco sauce. On everybody, the red one, it's like good on oysters, but it has that kind of, I don't know. The flavor, the pepper flavor is not so great. But the green one goes on everything, man. It's like, yeah. The Chipotle flavor one, yeah. Chipotle's good. But the, yeah, so like I have a bunch, like I'm a hot sauce fan. I got tons of hot sauces. And, but like for breakfast tacos and stuff, the green Tabasco is the way to go. Valentino's like my favorite, like all around Mexican hot sauce. That, and I got Frank's for buffalo wings and pizza. Frank's goes, the best hot sauce to go with pizza is Frank's. Frank's is great. Frank's, I learned when I worked at Domino's when I was a kid in my college job. I worked at Domino's and we used Frank's on the wings. Frank's Red Hot. So I used to like make my pizza sauce and I would put Frank's in it. It was so good. You guys know when I went to engineering school, I was a manager at a Domino's Pizza. One of my 3 jobs help pay my way through school and help my mom pay the bills. Sriracha for pizza. I don't ever put sriracha is so like, sriracha is like a flavorless heat. Like, if that makes any sense. Sriracha goes great like with pho, for example, you know, because you mix it with oysters or with hoisin sauce. But sriracha to me has like, it's like flavorless heat. It's just hot and it just has like this kind of, it's kind of, you know what I'm saying? Like, when it comes to a good hot sauce, you kind of want like some tang to it as well. Some like, I don't know, for me, I guess it's because I love sour stuff so much. I gotta have like a tangy, vinegary flavor with it. Hot honey. There's this pizza place called Tiny Champions in Houston, and people rank it as the best pizza place in Houston. We've never been until last week. And they had this hot honey pepperoni pizza. Fantastic. The green Cholula. I didn't know Cholula had a green one. Hell yeah. I want to try it out. Okay. Market's opening soon, guys. So get ready. 2 minutes to market open. So what I'm going to do at the open, there is no trade at the open unless we dip and resilience and ARB are positive. Then I will buy from DD band up to fill the gap. At the best case scenario, I think that might be the play today. Although I'm very hesitant buying the dip in this downward trend, I still believe liquidity crisis is here. Gold is sort of trying to like collapse overnight in 3 very large waves to the downside. As gold and Bitcoin has caused a global squeeze on traders, and obviously the money crisis or the liquidity crisis is certainly driving the selling. There's just sporadic bumping of people. You can see evidence of that if you look at the gold chart. People are just getting squeezed and squeezed and squeezed, but it's definitely holding down here at the bottom. But you just see gold is just having its run lower. Is the VIX above triple B? Well, we'll have to determine that very quickly before the market opens. Yes, we are above 2013. That's this level here. So you guys know how that works. When you're above the triple B level, what ends up happening is market's gonna overshoot pivots, and it's gonna be a little overshooty, if that makes sense. So we're gonna fall, like anytime I hit a pivot, it's gonna bounce around and overshoot off of it. Okay, we got 1 minute till market opens. All right. Let's get ready to roll. Resilience is opening slightly positive. Let's see what we get. Arbitrage is slightly negative 60. Never mind. All right, maybe just. Let me just take a 2 contract spot to fill the gap. Let's see if resilience heals itself in a second here. S&P is definitely moving to the upside. I do want to trade. I did want to trade off of DD band earlier, but I missed that because the market was pre-market. But S&P's popping, Nasdaq is pulling back. So negative 13, negative 17, not the best sign in the world. But I just grabbed a small 2 contract play just to see if when the data does come in, do I fill the gap? Like I said, I'm keeping it small, nothing crazy. All right. For liquidity maps to come through. S&P run and fill the gap there. There's 2 contracts. I'm not putting a lot of heat on this one. But negative resilience is not the freaking best in the world. I'm not going to lie about that. Grab this in a couple of my prop accounts too, just to have something. All right, hold on. Let me get this run here. Positive resilience could lead to the gap fill, which is great. That's what we want to see. But we'll see if that does move. Still decent. Arbitrage is slightly negative. Resilience is slightly positive. So S&P did fill the gap, and there's the first resistance there. That's going to be a fight. So I'll probably hang on for just a little bit. See if we can get the move all the way to the top. UVXY in liquidity pocket. Okay, thanks for the note there. Resilience just got slightly better. Let's play with a little harder. I put four contracts on that. Let's go to fill the gap. Gap will go to 24,803. S&P. Oh, where's S&P's open today? The open didn't show up. Okay, hold on. That is the glitch. Okay, open. Okay, so that's what is missing. So let's go ahead and draw it ourselves, right? Hold on. That's going to be half gap, by the way, this green line, since we have a little glitch here. Okay, so so half gap is going to be this green line here. I'm going to have to draw it manually. Oh, wait, no, never mind. It finally showed up. Oops, hold on, conversions. Okay, we got to the half gap. Resilience is positive. Good deal, good deal, good deal. Run it to liquidity map. DD ratio is less than 37. I should probably take profit on this. Load it up through here. All right, let me take 7,000 bucks on 4 contracts. I can run it all the way through. Fuck yeah. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying, baby. Let's roll it. Let me chill for a minute. Oh, that was simple. That was pretty clean. Okay, whoosh. Yeah, so there's a little bit of delay on the conversions there. So liquidity pocket with DD ratio at 39. That is a short trade off of MHP if there ever was one. Ooh, but that's the thing though. What do I do there with MHP res is very positive. I don't know if I'm gonna short against it. So the question becomes, this is support now. Do I want to short off the band there at the top? Is that play still there? Or do I just take what I've got and be happy? 7,000 bucks, I'm cool with it. So current plan is, let me just, God, it's so clustered here. As we break through MHP to the top side, there could be an illiquidity pocket that runs all the way up to DD bands. So be very careful today with this. I'm going to not try to short it today. Let me just see what it does. I feel like today with positive resilience and everything is probably a moment to buy dips, but negative R, be careful with this because this can pop and then sell off. I can maybe pop a small short on that one. We'll see. Hold on. All right. I'm trying to decide if I do want to short MHP or not. What do y'all think? DD ratio is still 39 at the top of the pocket. That is a short setup if there ever was one. But with positive resilience, I don't know if I want to fight it. That's the thing. So positive resilience is pressure from here to here. DD ratio less than half is a possible scalp from here to here. So there's no real short play today. Today's not a short play day, guys. Not here, not happening. It is not happening. It is not happening, I don't think. The only thing is at the top of the pocket can be resistance down to the bottom of the pocket, but that's it. That's it from here to here. That's it. I think we support from here today, and then we fight through MHP, then we break and go. Upper DD band, and then there's the short. What do y'all think? Is that a good play? What do y'all think about that? We thinking about that? Are you still shorting MHP? It's 70. Resilience is 70 and 40, and S&P's already broken through. Take note. S&P has already broken through the close, yesterday's close. Yeah, so let's see what's on the docket today for the news play. So that was good. I got some shorts out the door. Across the board, I think I made like 30 grand already. So let me go inside of here. You have fat red that fails to push higher after that. Probably so. Like we hit somewhere, and then just a quickie red dive candle. Yeah. I don't think you're wrong. ADP numbers were this morning. Oh, that's where that's the news. Okay, I'm an idiot. So I was wondering what the news was this morning, but my browser froze. It was the ADP numbers, not the Iran stuff. Okay. So ADP came out this morning. Weekly employment change is slightly higher last time. Wednesday, we've got nothing big except for the minutes. Thursday is your jobless claims in the morning, Philly Fed, which is not really going to be a big deal. And crude oil inventories. Wait a minute. That moved to Thursday? It used to be Wednesday mornings. Well, no, I'm sorry. That's the EIA report. These are the Cushing inventories. My bad. Forget what I said. That's Cushing. That is Thursday. Okay, and then we got PCE, core, and PCE on Friday, plus the S&P global numbers, manufacturing and services composite PMI altogether. So medium news week, nothing too heavy. Minutes might be a big deal. Everybody's kind of like wondering when that next Fed rate cut's going to be, and that's the big sort of question. Is any narrative surrounding rate cuts? What's it going to be like? All right, so I am not shorting this. I kind of have already decided against that. I think we're going to push up long today. Yeah, this morning the news was Iran, but I think like at 7:15, we had some movement this morning, and I think that was here. Oh, okay, this was the ADP numbers. You're right, that was Iran because that was a little bit later. Okay. There is a potential short setup from here inside of this pocket. I don't want to take it with the D ratio being 40. That is bearish enough for this to pull back to there. But with half cap being so strong, any dip to there, I'm willing to grab the long to trade to there. And if we do get MHP break, it can run all the way up to the next pocket in the DD band is the resistance. So I think today's the day we trek all the way back up. Pretty logical setup. I'm not chasing the long from here. No, I think that we, like somebody said, we get a big red flush candle that tries to do that. I'm going to jump back in on the long to maybe trade this. This number here shows resistance from there. Okay. These numbers here show support from here to there. So you have two strong pressures pushing each other, and S&P is in the same boat. S&P, both of these numbers are positive, so you have strong pressure from here, strong pressure from here, and it has nowhere to go but to there. Nothing in the S&P today is negative with the exception of the ratio. The ratio shows resistance from there, which we already saw. So it's an update today. How about that? With arbitrage at 50, NQ resilience high, it's a pop and go day. There's no shorting this for me at all whatsoever. This is so easy to see. There is no short play. Any red fuck you candle I get, I'm buying the dip. Bitcoin and gold are tanking though. This could turn into a rotation day, so we should see. Yeah, let's be careful. So maybe with Bitcoin and gold tanking, we get that sort of slam down, and we'll see from there. Let's double check NVIDIA here. Watching now, NVIDIA is in a somewhat bearish liquidity map from 185 resistance. So keep an eye out at 185. That's when things will probably turn around. AVGO. I'm not bullish though. So what I think in the environment, because Bitcoin and gold are tanking, because the data is so good, I'm not going to short it, but I'm also not going to long it for a rally. I'm not longing like I'm missing out on the generational wealth day. I think I'm going to skip out on taking any long, but this long right there. I'm not going to chase any highs that we get. Give me the fuck you can, and I'll jump in on the long here. With R being negative, we might get a little slam down. So Meta is part of the reason. You know, we're losing some steam in R. Meta is at half gap and also has resistance pressure there. On liquidity maps, Tesla is an MHP hold, which is good. Google's MHP hold, which is good. All of them are mostly bearish liquidity maps for the most part. I don't even know why I have Netflix on here because somebody was asking me about it. Can I delete Netflix? Netflix is dying because Stranger Things is over. That's really the reason. Netflix only rallied over the last 6 or 7 years. Every time there's a new season of Stranger Things, Netflix rallied. That's the correlation. Now that it's over, Netflix stock is dumping. Should I buy the dip here, though? That's the thing. I'm so scared to buy the dip. No, negative ARB at 30. I'm kind of hands tied here. I don't know. I do want to buy the dip, but I'm talking myself out of it because of the gold and Bitcoin selling off. All the stocks are looking pretty bad. Okay, I'm not going to buy the dip either. No, I'm not shorting it yet. I'm not buying the dip either. Not here. Not on half cap. I'll buy the dip down here. Don't buy it. Bourbon's warning me. Bourbon's telling me. So I'm gonna have to. Should I listen to? I think Bourbon's probably right. Don't buy this dip. Yeah, man. I don't know. I think VIX expiration is tomorrow morning. I believe it is. It is tomorrow morning. Yeah, VIX futures roll out tonight. So roll over tonight. So we have a new triple B number calculating for tomorrow. Oh, baby. All right. So I got the 350, which is pretty solid. Let's let her rip. Oh, let me give you guys an update of my prop stuff. I forgot to take a screenshot of that. So this is what it was, right? I had just 3 accounts I was trading with. So I have 4 Funded Next 100K accounts. Plus, that you guys know, I was going to be the world record payout holder for Funded Next until they cap payouts. They cap payouts because of me. Well, not because of me, because of me and some other people. So I was running a $330,000 active balance of Funded Next with the uncapped payouts they still had, and then they capped the payouts right underneath me. So now I can only get small payouts, which is $6,000 every 5 days. So these are Take Profit Pros. It's a mix of 150Ks. I have 150Ks and 50K. So I have 3. Hold on. I have 3 150Ks and 2 50Ks. Maybe I said that backwards. No. 3 150K accounts and 2 50K accounts. Take Profit funded. Remember I had 5 50Ks and then 3 of them busted the other day? Or 2 of them busted the other day, 1 of them busted, I think, another day. And so I rolled into the 150s, and now these are all 150s and 50Ks. They're all Take Profit Pro. So these are all funded accounts. All the ones here on the screen are funded accounts. So could I buy the dip here? Oh, I want to so bad. Resilience is negative though. Fingers off the button. Did I teach my trading style, Ash Reynolds? We have the most sophisticated day trading boot camp on the planet, and I'll tell you, it's the cheapest thing you'll ever pay. or it's $1 a class. And we do that because I'm a multimillionaire day trader and I don't sell stuff. It actually just pays people's salaries here. Let me show it to you. Who here is taking the boot camp? Everybody here? What do y'all think about it? Just curious, your thoughts. Here's the link. Here's all the reviews. So like you can go to the website and read all the reviews of the boot camp. These are people that have taken it, and I mean, you can just see what people say about it if you care to go read reviews. If you go to Rocket Place, you go to the description, rocket.place/Matt, then you get all of the stuff that we have. Our boot camp is $20 for 20 classes, $1 a class. And that's it. And it's a huge group class, and almost everybody here has taken it. And we started up again in March, so this is pretty much everything. And you can see this is the last people have said the last round. Best platform I've seen. Started training 6 months ago, already making profits. The bootcamp is and platform is years ahead. It's the most complete trading course I've ever taken. The level of knowledge about shares is exceptionally high. First provides a trader how to think about trading, give you a clear framework, everything you need to understand the market at a deep level. Doesn't just teach setups, teach you how the market actually works. Completely recommend this course. Blah 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 blah. You guys are cool. I haven't read the recent reviews. If you've taken the bootcamp, guys, feel free to leave a review though. By the way, we'd love to hear it. But rocket.place/Matt, you can get the info there. And I'm glad I didn't push the long button. Resilience is still negative, which shows a negative pressure here. So how you read some of our stuff, the words on the side will actually tell you what's going on. So resistance, resistance. This is resistance now. This is resistance now. And this is possibly resistance now. So the way that the algo determines that is from the confluence with what's going on with the underlying market internals. So an example is this white line being negative means that this is now resistance. What was positive earlier is now resistance now. So from like this moment in time, the polarity has shifted. When the white line is above 0, then the futures want to be here in this little section of this area. So each one of these things represents a different piece of the map. When the white line is less than 0, then futures want to be down here. So it's like a shift around this dashed line. S&P, same thing. Less than 0, it wants to be here. Greater than 0, it wants to be here. A couple other confluence indicators. This guy less than 40 means that that's resistance. Remember I drew that earlier today, which is why I exited my trades here, because that was less than half. The number up here is the confluence in the space. So that was a perfect long and out at the right play. Oh my God, I feel so good at this. So longing to there, close out on pocket. This, it says resistance right there because that is less than half, and then therefore it was resistance. When we got to here, this fell below 0, therefore that became resistance again. All these things say resistance now. I'm no longer buying the dip. That's why when I put my hand on the button and Verbal was like, don't do it. He's watching this. He's watching these tools. And so this is telling us that the stocks are definitely still selling, and I'm not necessarily going to buy that. Now I can buy this every single time at MHP on S&P though. And MHP resilience is positive. So my question is, could I buy the MHP support today? And I think I kind of want to. Maybe with a 2 contract long, something not that big. Just here with a 10 point sum. That's a horrible entry, but as S&P. So let's do, I'll allow myself 10 points of overshoot, and then I'll add like 4 more. I'm going to bet that MHP holds. Now it's not the best bet in the world. There we go. Definitely not the best bet in the world. But there we go. I'm glad I only put 2 contracts on it. Let's just close that out. Screw that. That's too rich for my blood. Fuck that. Bye-bye. I'll take a little bit of a loss on that one. All right. Let's let the market just die today. Yeah, VIX is starting to wake up. Yeah, forget that. Oh my God. Ugh. Yeah, let's stay away from that one. Close the button on that guy. Glad I only got it with 2 though. All right, let's not overtrade today, Matt. You're doing fine. You're doing absolutely fine. You're up $30,000. Why you gotta touch them? Why you gotta push any more buttons, bro? Like seriously. Is that AMD right there? Bro. Stop doing stuff. Jesus fucking Christ. My entry was even dog shit on that because I got it like 4 points higher. I could have definitely got the bounce there. But anyways, look, I lose my 10 points. I'm done. Just walk away from that. My suspicion was that we would go up, but the indicators all went down. So I didn't think there was going to be a short setup today. Well, resilience being negative just means half gap is resistance, right? So because it's on the edge, it's literally on the edge. It's close enough. But the bet was I can long here with this being good enough, and then maybe some of the stocks would pick up a bid, and then this would bump higher and then carry the trade higher. But clearly we had a dump there. Was that AMD? Is that what was selling? Bitcoin and gold are also still selling, so I think it's better to be safe rather than sorry. I'll just take my wins and be okay with it. Damn, dude, this breakfast, pretty good, pretty good. I mean, being born and raised in Texas, I got like Mexican food in my blood, you know, Tex-Mex. For some reason, I love everything corn. I love corn tortillas. I love corn tostadas, dude. It just resonates with me like I was like Mexican in like 5 of my other lives. I love the flavor of corn, everything. Corn chips, corn tortillas, like I crave it. Elotes. Oh, I love elotes, yeah. I'm serious. 5 of my other lives, I was Mexican. A couple of my other lives, I was a New Yorker, I'm sure, because I love baseball, I love hot dogs. We go to Broadway shows. I feel like I was a New Yorker in my last life. I love the snow, even though it doesn't snow here. But yeah, no, I love, every time I go to a brunch place, everyone always gets like, can I get the eggs Benedict? I'm always like, can I get the migas, please? Can I get the, you got some of the crunchy tortilla chips in it, please? Every time. That's like my favorite brunch stuff. You're not Mexican, but you live in Mexico in Querétaro. Nice, nice. How's the food there? I mean, being like in Texas, you're like blessed with so many different like cuisines, especially in Houston. You get like so much influence, especially from the South, dude. Like, we have a mix of Tex-Mex, which is just like, you know, kind of garbage food. I mean, it's good, but it's like, you know, chili con queso and enchiladas and stuff, but it's not really super Mexican inspired. But we have like Mexican places here that are just like, you know, Michelin chefs with like Mexican infused. One of the Tatemo, which is a Michelin restaurant that Houston finally got their Michelin stars last year. Tatemo is just like, it's all Mexican corn themed dishes, and that was like my favorite thing I ever had because I love corn. So if you've never been to Tatemo and you're in Houston, it's fantastic. Like one of the dishes I had was like a tostada with some other things that had fried jumping ants and then grasshopper powder on it. Dude, it was delicious. It sounds like it would be horrible, but the grasshopper powder was like such a like umami flavor. It was almost like a seasoned salt. So let's see if we're beyond a catalyst now. So we'll check this. Yeah, so let the market just kind of die out today. 6650 on S&P from the top. Let's just say that puts us close to about 6,800 and some change. Give me some math here. I would call it from about here, 6860. No, I was wrong about thinking the market was still, I mean, I know the market's still going to sell. I was thinking today wasn't going to be the day it was going to sell, but I'm in the boat that we have a bear market in front of us. More like a crash market, not a bear market. Not a sustainable bear market for like 3 quarters or such. I'm thinking it is just a crash market for 2 months. All right, so we got Catalyst active line there. I got you guys. I got you. I know y'all yelling at me for it. The purple lines. Thank you. Y'all are all so good at this. Y'all been trained so well, my friends. I trained so well. 253 on NASDAQ from the peak. I'm measuring it from this peak right here. 24,795. Glad I didn't long that for long. You know, when you When you're invalidated, get the fuck out of the way. Don't even play. I'm in and out. My risk management is spectacular. 253, 25, 24, 542 NASDAQ. Catalyst active already. Jesus Christ, dude. I told y'all liquidity crisis, but y'all telling me about the gold and the Bitcoin sell off this morning. Obviously gonna support that. Yeah, no buying the dip here. But dude, I got in the long, got out of the way. Tried again, got out of the way, and bag holding this to the bottom. Forget that. Was the Iran news? There's just, you know, like essentially us beating our chests back and forth with them. There's always just this like looming fear, at least like recently, that there's gonna be some kind of issues. It was more of like Iran's foreign minister. We've reached an understanding on main principles with the US. It's like we had a meeting to make a meeting. That's what it sounds like to me. You know, like we reached an understanding on main principles. So, you know, do what you must with that. Look, every single time we go to Donald Trump beats his chest at somebody, within a week or two, you know, he threatens all kind of economics. He basically threatens these countries like, we're going to make you poor. And the countries are like, oh yeah, you can. Shit. All right, well, let's agree on some stuff. It's always the same. It's always the same game. So I'm sure that's the phone call they have. So they always beat their chests at each other. Then Trump throws out the economic sanctions and tariffs and whatever, and then country buckles, and then Trump tacos, and then everybody gets back to where they were before it started. At least it was trading before he was president. You know what I'm saying? Like last time around, it was funny. When the first time he was president, the market was so volatile, you had to have his Twitter open as part of your news feeds. Every time Trump would say something, the market would move. And then Biden was president, and then you kind of forgot he was even there. Never once do I remember a single thing that Biden said or did that moved the market one time ever in 4 years. Like ever. Ever. Biden was so benign as a president, you forgot he was even there. He didn't, like, his cabinet and his group, they did stuff, but like, he didn't do stuff. He didn't make phone calls and like, you know, try to bully countries and invade people and threaten this and threaten that and make enemies everywhere. He was like so fucking kumbaya as a president, like, let's all be friends, everyone together, sort of thing. Forgot he was there. Which is great. I'm not making fun. That was the best trading I've had. I loved it. Even though Trump created a rally, Trump was like Thanos. So you'd make a month of gains, and then he'd snap his fingers on Twitter, and half your portfolio would vanish. Jerk. So kind of missed those days, right? And then when Trump got elected again, I was like, oh, here we go again. I bet you we're going to get tariffs, fighting with China, fighting with Iran. It's all coming back. And when he got elected again, it happened again. All same story. Act 2, same play, same script. Oh, it's so much fun. We survived for you. We definitely had a weird world though when Biden was president. Things got weirder. I gotta say, let me start over. You didn't think he was benign when you think about some of the shit that we got going on now, like men and women's wrestling and guys with blue hair walking into the girls' restroom when there's like when your 10-year-old daughter's going to the bathroom and shit like that. Yeah, thank you, Biden, for that. Asshole. Seriously, fucking weirdos. And I'm gonna tell you, nothing personal. Be yourself, but you know what I mean? Thank you, Biden, for that. Oh my God. You brought pronouns to the world. Appreciate that. Forced vaccinations to the world. Yeah, thank you for that too. Yeah. So he wasn't really benign. He actually ruined shit for a while. Yep. Let me rephrase what I said. Yeah, Biden definitely, that group definitely made shit weird for a while. Look, piss wherever you want to piss. I know, but even if you are transgender and you see a child going to the bathroom, be respectful and wait for them to come out. That way, you just show your respect. That they don't have to indulge in your belief system. You know what I'm saying? That was always my thought with that. That's why you fuck with Matt. Let's go. You know, just Imagine training your whole life as a female athlete. And I'm quoting somebody who say this, no disrespect, but the strongest female athlete is weaker than the weakest male athlete. So it's so weird that men are allowed to just compete with women. Imagine training your whole life as a woman in women's sports, getting cheesed by a fucking guy with a perm and earrings, you know what I'm saying? Like, how horrible that must be to invalidate your years of training and practice on something you want to be good at. Someone cheesed it with biology. Like, I would be so livid if I was a female athlete. Like, I would collectively protest the sport. That being said, it's easier for betting. I guess that is true. I guess that, yeah. Like after training your entire life, you know what I mean? To get cheesed out of it by a dude in a dress, like, come on. Because he, like, I always, that pissed me off so much, because imagine all your hard work being taken from you. Anyways, get off that conversation talk. Let's talk about trading. Was it all a distraction? It kind of was. That all that a distraction? True. Like, what were they really doing behind the scenes out there in politics? Who knows? Oh yeah, and if you protested, you got canceled. Oh. It was that weird for a while. It's 5 years later. It's 6 years later, I guess I can say it. I never took the vaccine. I was scared to say that on stream because I might get canceled by all the Facebook mommies, but I never took the vaccine. Fuck that. Fuck that noise. I had COVID 3 times and I survived. It was pretty rough. But my mom has health problems since she started taking the vaccine. You know, it's like they scared you out of saying that. You couldn't say that anywhere. There were rumors that the algorithms in Google would shadow ban your channel if you said that on stream. I've taken every other, yeah, anti-vaxxer, right? I've taken every other vaccine on the planet because they work, but that one's not the same kind of thing. Not the same. Flu viruses mutate so fast that you're only getting the last strain's vaccine. And unless you got, I mean, if you don't want to get the first COVID I have is pretty hard. It actually hit pretty hard. But once the vaccine came out, I already gotten it. So I already had a vaccine inside of me, antibodies, and it pretty much worked pretty well. I never got the bad COVID again. It got better every time. Every time I got it, it was like, oh, here we go again. Last time I got it, I was sick for 3 days. It was in and out. Omicron or whatever it was. I can't ever say it when every time on the news they were like, we hear that the Delta strain is going around, and they would say, now we hear the Omicron strain, and I always go, when they would say Omicron, I go, Percy, I hate. If you know that joke, that's why we're friends. Omicron, Percy, I hate. Y'all know what that is. There you go. There you go. Every time I hear that word, I know it's a Greek letter. Himmler! So anyways, people are like, why are you talking on the TV? I'm like, well, you know. So what's going on? So did Canada cheat in curling or what? Like, I've been reading the debates online. What do y'all think about that? By the way, below this purple line, market is, below purple line, there's something called a catalyst. When a catalyst is active, we don't trade. If it falls below here, just let it die for the day. If you believe in the market, you're going to believe that it's not catalytic and the market would survive there. I'm still very bearish minded. That's been kind of like my thesis. I'm very hesitant to want to buy any kind of dip for the next month or two. Like that, see how quickly it went away from me? I have 2 contracts, wasn't a big deal. I'm not touching with anything else here, but one could theoretically long from here. If there's a long place, it's from here and nowhere else. Like that's it. If I was a bull, this is it. That is the question. Could I buy the dip there? With the negative resilience, the higher highs of this, we have resistance there. So the upside position from here is only about 120 points on NASDAQ. From here, like I said, dude, it's just not. And I wouldn't even use NASDAQ as the gauge. I would use the S&P CD band because that's really where the control is going to come from. VIX being above contango midpoint, it's going to overshoot these levels a little bit. So I'd be very careful today trying to scalp or buy longs to this. Like that flush candle that came out of nowhere, without hesitation, I closed it out. That took away like, I don't know, 1,500 bucks maybe. I bought it 39. Oh, I lost 2,000 bucks. Damn, I lost 20 points on that. That was a $2,000. I had 6,800 before this. So did they cheat or did they not cheat? That's the question. Like when the guy booped his curling ball, I don't know what they call these things, is rocks, stones, curling stones, a stone. He pushed it and then he went boop. But can you boop it while it's on the line, before the line, or over the line? I don't know the rules. You can't boop the stone part? All right. The men and women's side both got accused of the same thing. Like, are you... I think they're touching it with their finger to slow the rotation. Is that what they're doing? Because when they go to rotate it, that's the only reason you would touch it this way, to slow it down, I guess, to slow the spin. Let's make the call and have Trump tweet something bearish. That'd be kind of nice. So today I think we do get a bounce down, like probably down to 67.80. I think as we finish out the morning at the lower lows. I think if S&P fights there and supports there, like I said, I still believe that we're trading down, but I don't think we're falling straight down. I honestly still think that it's almost possible this market fights its way back up to here today. Like that's entirely possible as well. I didn't think we were gonna fall up here and straight down. It, like all the indicators look pretty good. I thought it was gonna break out, and the only reason I didn't chase the long, which is great because my greater market thesis is still Bitcoin is selling, gold is selling, everything else is gonna be selling, which is perfect. Which puts us here just in time for giveaway. We should start that off right now, you guys. We do prop giveaways here every single day. More prop giveaways than anybody else out there in the world. We love you guys so much. We'll start off as we always like to do every single day. We'd like to give away Elite Trader Funding giveaway. Let me, oh wait, hold on. I gotta do, Watcher's making me buy it again. Hold on, I gotta pay for the bot again? That's weird because I know I already paid for it. I swear I bought a lifetime license. How dare they make me buy it again? Only 30 bucks for the year. All right, no big deal. I made $4,800 today. I'm no longer broke. I can afford $30. Let's go. B71. 252. Oh, that's save my information for bastard checkout. What? No, not 29. Oh, here we go. Okay. And your email. Gosh, man. All right, I put my email in there. Subtotal $29.99. Tax $1.78. Total $29.99. Okay. All right. Sounds good to me. They have tax. They didn't charge the tax. Maybe because of my state that I live in. I don't know. We're currently under maintenance. We'll be back shortly. What? You won't even check out? Premium activated. Okay. But I already had premium. I don't know. I better double check this. I'm not getting charged twice. Let's load her up. Dude, they have like a whole lot of new features here. Okay. Cool. Wait, Wheel of Fortune? Wait, they have a spinning wheel that's actually a spinning wheel. So I can spin the wheel. Yo, that'd be pretty sick. Wait, don't type it yet. I gotta figure this out. So now I have a spinning wheel that can add a bunch of options. So we can pick like random things like, and then it just, all right, guys, I'm gonna give away something random to 10 people, or hey, let's pick a random firm, right? Save changes. Let's see what it does. What? How do we spin the wheel? Hold on, wait. Pull down mode. Save changes. Okay, how do we spin it? What am I missing? Where's the spin button? Wheel decides how many accounts to give away. Well, the wheel needs to decide where the spin button is, because I'm missing something. Oh, I guess if you type spin in chat, it'll make it spin. Maybe it doesn't work with YouTube. Maybe it only works with Twitch. Boo. Okay, maybe it only works with Twitch. It's sometimes hard to integrate stuff with YouTube. YouTube's lame like that. All right. Well, anyways, let's run the raffle. Let's do our old school spinning wheel. Yeah, YouTube is weird because YouTube doesn't have it doesn't populate the user list via API to some of these bot things. So you can't interact with YouTube chat like you can with Twitch chat. Like, Twitch was designed for these kind of things. YouTube was not. All right, let's do this. Hold on. I will do subscriber X3 now. If you're a subscriber to the channel, I'll give you 3 entries instead of 2. Now you can do more than 2. Keyword ETF, type it in. Cool. How do we spin the wheel here? Oh, start raffle. Here it is. Okay, cool. So if you have the green text by your name, I'll allow you to enter 3 times. So sub X3. Dang, she went all out because it's got some cotija cheese on this. I don't think we had any of that left. Breakfast is so good. Are you guys excited to see Neon and Sir Darb today? That's gonna be fun, man. After My Fun at TV, so when the stream ends here at 12:30 Eastern, we go to My Fun at TV, and then from there we come back to here, and we're all gonna be here all afternoon, all evening. Y'all gonna love it. The afternoon stream, Neon's great. Very educational, very informative, very funny guy. Sir Darb. It's all the music for the channel, you know, basically almost all the good songs we got. Really stellar dude. Really chill, really good vibes, very smart guy. Y'all are gonna love hanging out with both of them. All right, let's spin the wheel. 10. What's the new darker green for? The DD bands are calculated wrong. There's some kind of bug because of the holiday still. We try to fix it, but that's the real DD band. They're off for some reason, and it's because we're trying to use in holidays, we're trying to use like a reference point. It looks like we had the wrong reference point there. So it's just an adjustment to the calculation. All right, that's good. No losses today. That's good. Well, that one trade was a loss, but no, the losses in the prop accounts are all green across the board here. It's good. For some reason, I still feel like the market's going to try to find its way higher or it gets lower. There's going to be some. All right, type it in, type it in. I wonder if the spinning wheel looks different. All right, I'm gonna spin the wheel. Well, that's cool. Some different graphics there. Oh, that's so much better. Carlos Mannon's Kellogg, so I don't need my custom CSS anymore. Cool. Carlos Manis, type something in chat. Oh, all right. One more time. Boom. Okay. Not bad. I'm nefarious. Random spin too. Yeah, it just like inched a couple times over, right? That's a nice update. Oh, yeah, this is kind of a nice update. I like what they did here. It's a little bit better looking interface. Look at that. We're back to where I tried too long earlier. All right, on the Farius, congratulations. You're the first winner there. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Can we get those likes? Everybody click the like button. Click it up, click it up. If we can get to 600 really quick, I'll throw out the next giveaway in a couple of minutes. My Fun and Future's coming up next. But you gotta get the likes up. We're at 466, let's go. All right, in the meantime, we're back to where we started here. I feel like if I had this suspicion that we were going to bounce from there. Resiliences are still negative. Arbitrage is flat. There's no opportunity here. This market is kind of stable here. Maybe I was originally right that we would inch up higher today. We'll see. And I think I've made my trades. How much is this a little choppy for both sides? Anybody buy the dip at the bottom here? Did y'all buy the dip at lower band? I was too nervous to do it. The more likes on the stream, the more giveaways on stream. Hey, have you guys ever seen anybody on YouTube? I'm curious because everybody likes to quote other people and say, oh, this person does it, that person does it. But a lot of times people are easily fooled too. Have y'all seen anybody on YouTube with a DOM on the screen, not off the screen and then showing you guys the results, but on the screen, win or lose, no matter what, with an account number to go with it so you know that it's real. The balance of the account there so that you can see it in real time. The positions there with everything. Right now on YouTube, who else is doing it? That's my question. Like, you can see the balance, you can see the account number, all of those things are present. Somebody said, Pat is trading a live account now.
Per PW kind of talk.
I'm on that stream right now and I see the other guy, and I don't even see a Dom on the screen. That's what I'm saying. Like, no shade, but I don't see it. Yeah, so not them, or him. Not saying maybe. I'm just I'm asking for information for you guys. Like. Yeah, I don't see this guy even has a Dom on his screen. He just has a chart on his screen. I'm just curious if anyone else does it. That's why I was asking you guys. Let me repeat. No, with no camera tricks, right? On the screen at all times, no matter what. If you switch screen from one to the next, that doesn't count. You're disqualified. It's the oldest camera trick in the book. You're trading off screen, doesn't count. That's my question. You have a $100 million PayPal account? Hell yeah, let's go. That's my question. On screen, win or lose, you can watch them suffer, you can watch them win. It's not like it's off screen and then we show you the highlights when it's doing okay. Yeah. Y'all are proving a psychological experiment y'all are doing a psychological experiment at this point. You're regurgitating what you think that other people think, but reality, you haven't seen it. Be very careful with that mentality in trading. Verifiably, I don't think anyone does it. On screen, all the time, account number, no camera tricks, no switch the screen, no, here it is off screen. Oh, I didn't show it today. I forgot to open it. Kind of, look, it's here all day, every day, no matter what. There's the account number, so it's not paper. You can watch me lose, you can watch me win. You haven't seen a Dom, you haven't seen the executions? Yeah, like, that's what I'm saying. Is there anybody out there that you can see everything? Since 2016, I've been that way. You can see everything since I've been streaming. You can see everything on the screen. Whenever I do a challenge, the challenge account is there. The account number is there. Nothing's hidden. Nothing's off screen. The prop's the only thing I trade off screen because I'm not a prop trader. It's like a hobby on the side. The real account on screen. Yeah, can you see the personal? Can you see executions? I'm just curious if anybody does. There's a lot of people that say live day trading, live day trading, live day trading. And I go to YouTube and I look around and every single person streaming, it's charts. You know, Dom's show, no trade show. I think people talk about trading. They don't trade and they do the occasional prop firm or something. I'm serious, like. All I have to do is lose 100K and everyone will shade you. There's a reason there's a reason I do these trading challenges. I know the gimmick on how to grow on YouTube. We went from getting 30,000 views a month to 1.4 million views a month. February is a smaller month than January. We're projected to get 1.5. So even a smaller month, we have a bigger month in January. I know the secret to going viral on YouTube as much as you can. Trading challenges are it. Oh yeah, when you lose money, everyone starts talking. When they, like, my marketing team has one rule for me, and this is what they said. Get them to talk any way possible. That's it. They were like, that's our philosophy. How do you go viral? Get them to talk. Or words. That's it. About what? Doesn't matter. Just get them to talk. Look, they told me a story about how somebody went out there and planted fake evidence about themselves to get people stirring up a controversy, and all of a sudden everybody wanted to watch. You know? When I die, I'll reveal my tricks and how I went viral. But I hired the best marketing team in the business, though. Like they tell me there's all kind of ways people do it. Sex tapes are leaked. They're never leaked. They're always released on purpose. Leaked information. Oh, we have super secret sauce information about this guy. How do you know I didn't put it there? You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to be clever. You got to be crafty. Matt sold his soul to Ball to get infinite adrenochrome or whatever. I do always talk about how much I used to work at a pizza place. pizza place. Don't worry, guys. I have no intention on offing myself with 2 bullets in the back of the head. So if that happens, just know I wasn't trying to ever end my own life. I strict during the game with Roxy on. Oh yeah, 100%. All they said was get them to talk. Isn't that crazy? About what? About anything. The more the better. The more controversial, the better. Yeah, but what if people have a negative opinion on you? They won't. Everybody always has a negative opinion about somebody. But in the end, every one person has something bad to say about you. 30 people will go to check out the shit show. And you're a good trader, right? Yeah, I'm the best. Yeah. And then they'll stop and see you trading and they'll stay. What about the people that talk shit? Nobody listens to that. It's a tabloid effect. You might be a celebrity and you're like, oh my God, they wrote about me in the tabloids. How many people in this chat go by the grocery store? This is an experiment. How many of y'all go to the grocery store and actually whip those tabloids out and start reading it? None of you do. Scared to go to yoga because you're afraid everyone's going to laugh at you because you can't balance on your feet? Nobody's paying attention to you. Everybody's paying attention to themselves. Nobody pays attention to what you do. If you cause attention, all you do is just get impressions. Somebody, you say, yeah, this guy trying to make $1 million lost 70,000, and then haha, this guy's horrible. You know what? 100 people will come check it out. This guy had $70,000 to trade. Holy crap. I make that in a year. And we just get bigger every month. It's incredible. I've literally corralled every hater to do my work for me, and it's been fantastic. It translates to dollars. My YouTube channel, itself is a multi-million-dollar business. Like, it's fantastic. You know, people are like, you know, antics and Matt's doing this and that. This challenge. I don't like the challenge. I don't like this. All the conversations everybody has, all the big names. I posted a picture of some panties in my car the other day. I got 50,000 impressions. You know what I'm saying? Like, get them to talk. That's all the rule is. If you guys want to go viral on YouTube, get them to talk. It never bothers me ever. But yeah, anyways, we got really big this last year, and mostly because of live trading. That's not the gimmicks aside of like how to grow in a channel. There's millions of undiscovered talent out there. Unrecognized genius floats around this world everywhere. I get it. But to go to the next level, to have your talent genius recognized, you're going to have to play the game. And there's a game. And we play it better than anyone else. Now, well, maybe not as good as Pat. Pat's the master playing the game. But I'm not investing as much into my YouTube presence. I could go out there and build something similar, you know, YouTube-wise. In reality, our efforts are spent building technology. So, website and platform, website and stuff. But yeah, like I could build a huge media production studio, which maybe eventually we might drift into that. But oh, the YouTube game. Oh, you gotta be smart, not at trading, but also at YouTube. Karina won the giveaway. Ooh, how you wear those thongs, baby? It's for wind resistance, I'll tell you. It feels really good. I feel so free. One of you guys are like, Matt, you go to the weirdest strip clubs. I thought that was the funniest comment. That's hilarious. IDOC is one funny chick. We like to troll each other. It's really funny. But yeah. Well, I think it looks like we're breaking DD band catalyst active on NASDAQ. We faded out that little pop. As much as I still want to keep shorting it, I'm gonna wait and sit out on this one. I don't really have a target in mind on where to short to. But it does look like we're still coming down, and liquidity crisis is still there. And you know, that one attempt that maybe put some S&P longs, I didn't touch anything else, I promise. But yeah, that was my question to you guys. Is like, who do we get the likes up? Y'all want to do another giveaway? Whoa, it's 600. Okay, let me see what we got left. I think it's my funded futures today. Hold on if we type something. But that is my question. Like, who actually trades a live account with an account number, all the criteria? The account number, so you know it's not paper. Here's the tricks. The account number is hidden, it's paper. The balance is hidden, they don't want you to know that have any money in it. If the trades aren't there, they're hedging or doing something off-scene that you can't see it. If the active P&L is not there, then they're not wanting you to see what they've lost or made for the day. If they're trading it off screen and bringing it on stream, that's the biggest scam of all. Imagine if you're trading your live account off screen, your prop account's off screen, and then you got a $50,000 payout with take profit this day, and you got a $30,000 in your live account the next day. You guys are the dumbest motherfuckers in the world to fall for that. If it's off screen, they're playing two different accounts and showing you the winning one. That's it. That's it. So my question was, does anybody actually do it on screen? All the time. And that was, I don't know a lot of people that take that risk. They don't want you to see continuous performance in an account. So that's what we promise you for here. That's what I'll always do. You see continuous performance. This challenge account started in November. It's not even my real main trading account. Y'all got to watch me lose 70,000 one day and 90,000 one day. Y'all have seen it. Not a big deal. You got to see me deposit money on screen. Everything's fully transparent. There's nothing hidden like I lost money. Oh, next day the balance is back. I was on screen and I said, for transparency, I'm gonna wire money in today. You guys can see it. And then I'm sitting there and it goes boop. Replenish the account back to 100K when we started out. Even that was on screen. Like, you know, I think that it's owed to traders to show everything, not have anything hidden. We saw how you lost 90K and you went offline. Next day, boom, you're only down 20K. No, when I lost 90K, I wired money on the stream that day. Oh, are you talking about the day that my internet went out? Oh, yeah. Well, in that case, you know, there's nothing I can do with no internet. I can't be on screen. So with that being aside, you know, with the asterisk of when I have internet, everything's shown. Yeah. Those 2 or 3 days that I was offline. So that's some good trades though. Yeah. I didn't wire in 100K. I wired in that day the day that I was down, I wired in 70K. On screen. It wasn't 100, it was 70. And whatever my drawdown was, it was like 70 something. I put in 70. But not everything happens on screen. Well, I mean, I trade overnight. I didn't say everything happens on screen. I'm saying, because I trade overnight too, but I'm not going to stream 24/7, you guys. Y'all can't even hit the fucking like button for the 2 hours I'm here. You think I'm going to sit here for 24 hours and stream? Come on now. I love y'all, but I don't love y'all that much. Okay. What I'm saying is, while I'm streaming, everything's shown on screen. Don't be like, well, yeah, well, what about 3 in the morning? You're not streaming then. Let me print this. While I'm streaming, everything is on screen. When the camera's on, nothing's off screen and brought on screen. Like, hey, nothing's ever hidden. Even if I take a loss overnight, the next day you'll see it. Like, Ice Wild, bro, like, I know you're smarter than that. I love you, dude. But like I said, like, people are so fucking stupid online. Well, you made the trade overnight. How do you know you're not hiding your losses? Because you'd see it the next morning. It would say negative $30,000. Use your brain. All he does is win overnight. That's right. All I do is win. There's no way I can mask a loss to you guys. I can mysteriously show up the next day and it will be here. I hope you guys are smarter than that. Come on. I gotta always, and people online are like, but what if he always makes his money offline when we're not watching? Well, I make the money. That's all that matters. Well, how do we know you're not hiding your losses from overnight? Because the account number is here and the balance is here and the P&L is here. It's always here. You would see it. If I lost $70,000. Guys, if I lost $100,000 overnight and I wired $100,000 in, this would still say minus $100,000. It does not change your P&L. There is some, and this is why the stupidity is out there online, because prop traders have never owned a real account to even know that that's what happens. Like the people that have anything ever to say have never even traded a real account to not know that this is not balanced. P&L is P&L. I could put in $10 million tomorrow and this would still say 4,800 bucks. There is zero way to mask a loss here. Zero way. It behooves me, people to actually even think that there's a way around this. There is zero way that you will not be able to know I took a loss, even overnight. Just so happens almost every one of my overnight trades have been winners. Been pretty good the overnights. I've been pretty more straightforward than this daytime shit. Tennessee, not fair. I made this last year, probably in the last 6 months, I've made more overnight than the day, because the overnight has been so straightforward. The Asia session has been clean. The US session has been very flip-floppy since October. So the US session has inarguably for me, been harder than the nighttime session. Nighttime session has been straightforward. It's why I'm committing more hours to it. Yeah. My go for Apex is Rocket Scooter. Yeah. Show the stats. Oh, okay, hold on. So this challenge, so essentially Christmas Day is when I reset and started the challenge over. So this particular challenge started on Christmas Day. The first two, anytime I dip below, I start over. I put in 130,000 or something total. Here. 60% win rate, 216 profit. P&L after commish. Largest winning trade, largest losing trade, roughly the same. I've got the average back closer to each other because I've had some pretty big winning days. Average win, average loss. Average loss is still slightly bigger than average win, which I don't like. Standard deviation, slightly bigger on the loss side as well. Average trade time, they're much longer in this crazy environment. The average is way up. My average trade time is usually 30 minutes. This has been an era of holding trades for longer since October. It's been weird. I mean, since December, it's been really weird. Run up to drawdown ratio is slightly greater than 1, but like I said, December, this environment has been shitty. So my stats could have been so much better in a more like a favorable environment, I guess. But you know, December was December. You can't really help that. It happens. Time for giveaway. Yes, sir. There's the stats. You can see it live and center. Andrew says, in the real world, you have to trade more capital you're trading with because you might have to pour in. Yes, exactly. So I'll tell you something. Out of everybody, and I mean everybody that you see on YouTube, I'm not saying this to throw shade. Again, there's some really you know, really decent folks out there. I don't think there's a better trader than myself on the YouTube scene at all. Like I would go head to head with anybody and run circles around them. Even there's some really good traders out there. I still think, you know, I still think I'm better. But either case, they're all a lot of really good folks. Think I'm the best. Wealth wise, is no question about. I'm probably the wealthiest trader you guys know. I don't flaunt it. But I don't do like the impression of wealth all over my YouTube, all over my Twitter. I keep most of what I do private and secret. All the businesses, properties, everything. I never talk about it. Okay, ready? wealthier than Rips or Pat. I know about how much Pat makes, so I'm not saying this to be any kind of disrespect. He's very wealthy, but and Rips as well. They're both very well off. They're both very well off guys. I'm in a whole different layer of I do dozens of times more outside of trading and YouTube and streaming and all that stuff. There's so much I do, so I'm just saying I'm probably the wealthiest guy you guys know too. The YouTube space, although I just don't talk about it. The reason I know that is because other folks are very transparent about what they spend their money on. You kind of have an estimate about their net worth. Okay, not ETF. Find it next. But yeah, those boys are really well off too, so. But I just don't share a lot of what I do. Y'all can just see my small account trading. Partially because, you know, what if I wake up one day I want to spend $1 million on an options bet, right? That's my business. Risky. I don't care. I'm a high stakes roller. What if I want to gamble? Like, you know, that's not the purpose of my YouTube channel. It's to educate and teach people the real trading methods. But hey, well, sometimes I want to roll the dice, you know. Sometimes I might want to bet $1 million, all or nothing, you know, whatever. I can do it, right? That kind of stuff I don't share for good reason. I wouldn't have a really, you know, good, I wouldn't be seen as an educator if I did, but even if I preempt, it's like, hey, I feel like I want to take this bet and it's huge and I don't care how much I lose kind of thing. I can willingly do that if I know that I'm willingly doing that, but that's not how I would teach somebody to trade. Don't be like me. You don't have the money I have to do it. So I wouldn't do that. So I don't do it on screen. I'm always committed to showing you guys something in transparency, but there's a reason I keep my options account off screen. Also, it's secret too. Like my options that I hedge with, I don't want anyone else copying me. Half the people in the world are fucking copy my trade. I don't want people doing that. Like if you see me, you know, like the last options hedge I was putting in, probably like, I don't know, it wasn't even that big. The last ones were like 20 and 50K. But you see me put like 200K in options swinging like I did earlier in the year. Actually, no, wait, early in the year it was 50K. Like people will be like, oh, he's betting pretty big. Let me copy the bet too. And then it doesn't work out, then people hate me. Sometimes I like to do stuff, keep it to myself. And that asks the age-old question, if you're so good at trading, why do you have to show people? Exactly. I agree with that statement 100%. I don't like to show people. You like to show people because they want to sell a sub out of it, but I'm different. 100%. Why do you have to give people your plays, huh? If you just make money, why don't you go make money on your own? Exactly. I believe the same thing. That's why I don't do plays. I don't let people copy what I do. I do it in secret. Don't eat. Damn, it doesn't even spin the wheel that long. That's like very anticlimactic. It just like moves it a tiny little bit. That's so crazy. It's a random spin too. That's crazy. Remember the possible $1 million trade? I didn't make that many big hedging bets or reversal bets the last couple of years. COVID was massive. COVID, yeah, like that. All I wish I could do is like, you know, I could shut everybody up posting my tax return from 2020, you know, but in reality, the last thing I ever want to do is, and I always tell people, once you start getting a little bit, the last thing you would ever do is want people to know that you got it. The minute people know you got money, their first thought is, how do I make them part ways with it? You know, it's so dangerous to be transparent about your wealth. And in my world, being in the public as a public figure, you just attract nefarious criminal types that would do everything they could to rip it out of your hands. All right, congratulations. So, purple line is a catalyst, baby. That's catalyst active below 93 on S&P and 542 on Nasdaq. Robert Morganga. All right, so winners of the contest, you know the drill. You got to go to the Discord, and in the Discord, you have to go to contest channel. Discord link is in the description below the video. In that contest channel, you need to take a screenshot of your YouTube ID and send it to our admin named Slacks. And then have an account with my Funded Next already. Have an account with ETF already. We'll give you instructions on how to claim your prize. Boom, 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 boom. Oh, I like the little confettis that it throws. That's cute. All right, so it looks like the market is picking up some steam here. This lower DD band is trying to hold. I'm still too hesitant to want to long it, even though it looks like it's going to blast up. Maybe above MHP, I might try to take a long, but MHP resilience is now negative on S&P, so there's still downward pressure from here. With resilience being negative as well, I think it is lining up for a stronger short from these key areas here and here. Is still probably a shorting pressure. That's it for the giveaway for now. We'll do another one in a little bit, y'all. But point I was saying earlier is that when it comes to trading, when I'm streaming, I'll have everything in front of your face for you to see. And if I have a loss overnight, there's zero way for me to mask it other than just not showing up the next day. Like if I show up the next day, the column will show the loss there. So it's like, there's literally zero way for me to mask or hide anything. And as weird as the prop traders out there that have a lot to say, they never owned a real account and they wouldn't know that. Like, what's P&L for the day, multi-day? They don't know. They have to close their trade out every day. It's paper trading. They blow up. They can just reset the account. You'd never know. I can't reset this account. You can add up continuity from the start of the stream. How much is there? How much is there the next day? You can take the balance. The balance, you can look at the balance the first day, the balance the second day, subtract the P&L, and then you could say, oh, we put money in. Like you can literally follow continuity yourself. But I tell you guys when I put money in every single time. Like, yeah, I put in X amount, X amount. You want share support? Yep. If they show a DOM, they usually charge. There's always something, you know, like, so for free with a DOM on the screen, balance shown, account numbers shown, zero shenanigans, can't hide losses overnight, can't hide anything. I would argue that nobody does it. Some people do some of it, nobody does all of it. I'll be right back. Gotta clean my glasses. And the reason I say that, because I think that's very important. I think that only a very talented trader would risk showing you that much, because if you do show that much, you risk showing people how you're not good at this. Nobody shows you continuity in a single account for long periods of time because they have no ability to make money in that same account. Making money in props is so different than making money in one account. I wouldn't call making money in props trading talent. Anyone can exploit the prop system for money. It's not hard to do. You put enough money in, statistically, you can draw a lot of money out. That's the downside to props. You can brute force with $100,000, $1 million payout just by martingaling an account. People have figured that out. Like, prop trading heroes aren't going to translate to one single trading account you got to be good at trading in. With enough money, you can turn blowups to riches trading props. Very true. I know all the stats, failure rates, and risk model, how it works. But Ah, I can see again. Ba-da-ba-ba-bum. How to sit on your hands today? With trailing drawdown, today's not a day to do it. With trailing drawdown, here's your tip. Here's your tip. I can't tell you what to trade, but you're trading TPT, so that's paper trading. So I guess I can give you all the advice in the world when it comes to eval trading because that's paper. So don't make any trades in your prop trading when VIX is above this triple B number if they have trailing drawdown. So this environment right here, the markets can be unusually volatile and sensitive to news. Trailing drawdowns will get blown up a lot, like easily. This number comes out once a month, and I actually have a new one coming out today. They're all, the history of them are all here, but the thicker one is the one that's current. And we can look at when VIX rolled over back in January, same time. When you're below this dashed line, then the market's going to be more stable and less choppy on news. When you're above here, it's going to be a little bit more like unhinged, and you're going to see a lot of stuff like this. Your trailing drawdowns get eaten alive and VIX is above what we call the contango midpoint. So when we roll into a new one, just wait for the type of trade, like the era of it being below. So some of this month we were below. If you guys remember, like in late January, VIX was below that sort of contango midpoint area, and we got a ton of days like this where it was just nice and cleaning up, right? That was this time right here, like late January, all inside of here. You guys remember that? It was all inside of here. You want markets like this. You don't want markets like this. You don't want this right here. This is what you're going to get. This. And that's why, like, I'm very sort of like, once I got those initial trades on my take profits, well, actually, I got buffer on them, so I don't have to worry about it anymore. But if I was like starting out, would take profit, I wouldn't be trading that environment. I would be waiting for like the days that it's not in there. I mean, you can, but you just have to make sure that you get your base hits in and out. Don't hold through stuff. You're going to get a lot of weirdness like we saw today, right? Another short right here. Not from here. And I'm watching conditions just kind of like move around. I would say that MHP is resistance today, but I've like this weird suspicion that you see MHP resilience is starting to get a little bit better. On the events feed, that you can see that what's making it move higher on MHP is going to be Microsoft. So right here, we've got Microsoft pushing. And let me pop the chart up there for Microsoft, let you know like who's starting to move. See, Microsoft holding MHP is creating a little bit of stability in the market, which is unusual, right? We broke to the downside. Now we recovered. This could start a little bit of a grind higher, which I'm a little concerned with. I still don't want to try to take it though. I've been convincing myself to do a little bit less in this environment. Like, I feel like the selling pressure has kind of subsided a little bit. Okay, but maybe the table hasn't updated. So what I think we're seeing the error in DD band has to do with the margin requirements did update over the weekend. But I'm double checking to see if the table was updated over the weekend. It could be that the table is just off. Do I mainly trade base hits? No, I don't really. I don't subscribe to the base hits philosophy. I think that traders who like base hits come down to like, if you have a reason to close a position out early, then do it. Trailing drawdown accounts, you have to trade with base hits because you can't hold through stuff. You have to get your profit and get out of the way. People who talk about base hit or base hit trading style, they're just gambling. You don't want to like try to snake away 10 points and 5 points here and there. Get in, get out, get in, get out, get in, get out. I'm a sniper. I wait, I wait, I wait, I wait, I strike, and I strike big. 1 trade a day, maybe 2 or 3 trades a day. These micro scalpers, these people that try to make 5 points here and 3 points there. Look, ask them to see a P&L over years of time. They won't show you. There's some world-renowned trading experts that trade like that I think are full of shit. 100% full of shit. They had a broker statement to back it up. I think that the more you do, the more you're going to lose. This market is not predictable. And the smaller time frame you trade and the smaller gain you try to make, the more you're going to lose. You're just trading noise at that point. There's no pattern in the noise on the single candle 1 minute time frames and stuff like that. Base hits win ball games. Well, yeah, with baseball. But base hits means not extending your risk further than trying to get at least 1 base to get a runner on base. And it's not just the base hit that wins the ball game. It's the runner running the bases that wins the ball game. You still got to get from first to home plate. You got 3 more bases to go. So base hits are a 4th of winning games, right? The runner got to get the runner all the way to home plate again. But I'll tell you something. The analogy is more like risk management wins trades, just like risk management wins baseball games too. The runner's got to run at the right time. And that's the reality. That's really what wins the game. So you got to trade at the right time. That's how I would use that analogy. You got to trade. You got to lead off, but you don't steal every base, every pitch. You got to wait and wait and wait, and you got to find your moment, hit it good. But when you run from first place to home plate. You look for a clearing to get a run. You don't just try to get 5 points here and 10 points there, because the more you try to change the noise, the more that the market's just going to beat you, because statistically, you don't have an edge. Over infinite trades, you don't have an edge. Everyone else has an edge against you. The more you do, the more you're going to lose. It's called the law of large numbers. So you got to trade as little as possible and make the trades you do as effective as possible with the best reward to risk you can get, with the best planning, with the best confluence. And then I try to teach do less is more sort of thing. Jonah Brad Pitt wins games. Oh yeah. Cross purple lines mean cat is active only if you're below it, not if you crossed it. So if you've crossed it and then survived it, then the catalyst is no longer active on the market. So the rule is below the purple line, we don't trade. Candle structure doesn't matter. There's a huge push of people teaching candle structure, and I would argue that none of them show you their historic trading stats. I believe candle structure is the biggest scam in trading, meaning that it doesn't afford you any additional advantages. It only affords advantages for the people that teach it, because they make an income teaching it. And then once you struggle for 3 or 4 years and you realize you don't make money with it, then you go teach it to finally get your money back. The candle structure scam has been passed down for ages. I read books in the 70s talking about the same stuff, and I've never seen one single trader prove that was the reason they did well. They do well because of their money management, risk management skills. And with that, candle structure works fine. Anything works fine. You could randomly trade the market with good risk management and still make money. So it's really the trader that does well, and it's not the patterns that do the heavy lifting. At best, structure is just going to show you that momentum is happening or that move is happening. But from that point on, your trading skills got to shine. How much did you bet? Where'd you bet? Where'd you stop? Where do you get out? Do you add to it? Subtract to it? Candle structure doesn't answer any of those questions. So in reality, that just gets you to the game. It just gets you to a spot to trade from as best as possible. A lot of times candle structure is late to the trade, and that's why I tell people not to use it. You're waiting for a move already to happen, and then you're like confirming it to say, okay, let me jump in for the last half of the leg. Perfect example is like the whole fair value gap stuff. The market's trading here, and then we move to there, and then it's supporting there. Look, guys, I've identified a gap, so let's take the trade to continue onward. I mean, yeah, like some days, right, you jump in on the second leg of the trade. We teach people how to find the first leg, right? It's better to be early and to be more precise than it is to jump on a trend to have it happen, because a lot of times you get the signal, like, okay, let's just do an example. I don't even really do the candle stuff, right? Like, here's an example, right? We had again, people, it's all subjective, but look, we had a resistance there. We created a gap there. Now we have a support there. Perfect. Let's short this thing right here. I got the signal. So let me go ahead and jump on the short. Oh crap, I'm getting squeezed. Even right here, it's failing, right? You got your consolidation, you got your gap, you got your whatever. And then these people try to explain it away. Well, maybe this consideration, that consideration. It's all noise. You got a million ways to explain why it does or doesn't work. I've always believed it's just noise. And the smaller time frame you go, the noisier it gets. And in reality, even here, like here's candle structure here. You had this, we popped, we found lower lows. Time to jump in on the short and you got squeezed a second time, right? Traditional candle theory is just fake. It doesn't do anything. The candles don't tell you anything in the future. Technical analysis, also fake. Every single one of those strategies failed this morning, right? You're bouncing off a VWAP, right? It looks like probably bouncing off a VWAP here, then look, it broke, right? Lower lows. Oh, let's jump in on the short. Oh crap. Oh, fair value gap. Let's short off of the support. Oh crap, I stopped. Let me short again. Oh crap, I stopped again. It starts to feel like noise when you explain it this way. And in reality is it's just noise. Have my students been successful? Everybody in this channel. Somebody's asking, have you guys been successful in trading? You disagree wholeheartedly? Better to be late to a trend than early to the reversal? But hold on. But not everything's a trend. And where it fails is that you will lose more on choppy days when it's not trending. I would argue that you have not made money with the candle strategy since December the 1st. As a matter of fact, you've lost 4 out of 5 days. When it does trend, it works there. But how do you know if it's trending versus chopping? You don't. So in certain areas, yes, chasing the trend is right. But today's an example that chasing that trend was a loss. Chasing that trend was a loss. Chasing that trend was a loss. Certain days, it fails on every single trade you make. In hindsight, it looks great on paper. See, if you would have chased this trend, look how much you would have made. But that also implies that you could have guessed that it was trending as well and successfully guessed that correctly, which you couldn't. So it's like, talk about religion, right? My religious text is true because it says it's true. Therefore, it's true. You're doing the same sort of circular validation. In a trend, I can jump in and make money on the trend. Well, how do you know it's a trend? Well, because I say it's a trend. So it requires you to already know that it's trending, and then you wait for the trend to take off, and then you jump in late to the trend, but you already knew it was trending. Think about it like that. Let me explain the logic flaw again. So if the market is not trending, you're correct, but let me tell you the flaw in the logic. You're correct on what you said, but say that you prove that it's trending. Now you're late to the trend, not early to the reversal. Okay. So you know it's trending here where I put the little star. But when did you know it's trending? Your indicators require you to know that it's trending, but how do you know it's trending? You know what I'm saying? You're late to the trend, so you didn't know it was trending until before you entered the trade. Now you know that it's trending. What happens if it does this? Is it still trending? You know what I'm saying? That's the whole point. You don't know. It's 50-50. Is that a dip or is that going up? You don't know. You really don't know. You can't ever tell. I mean, what happens if it goes to there? So the idea is that in a choppy market, you're going to lose the trade. In a trending market, you're going to win the trade. Well, how much is it choppy versus trending? So you don't know when to apply it. So if you apply it every time, then you're assuming every day is a trending day. So if you're assuming every day is a trending day, then you should have got in here because it's going to be a trending day. But yet you didn't know it was trending, so you got in here when you had the confirmation it was trending. But your assumption is that it's trending every day because you use that approach every day. That's the hole in the logic. It requires you to already know that the day is trending. But if you already knew that, then you would have got in at the beginning. You wouldn't have got in on the confirmation. So therefore, it's just apply it. It can't be a choppy day. You have to know that it's trending. So that's why candle philosophy fails, because you're making the assumption that the candles can tell you that the market is doing something. And they never have, or else you'd win every trade. See what I'm saying? The flaw is that the candles can predict their own future destiny. And when you boil it down to that, it sounds really silly. And you guys can disagree or agree with me or disagree with me, but I'm a mathematician that's worth 8 figures, and I crush it in trading. And so you guys can take it from that or not. I got here with my belief system, whether it's right or wrong. It works for me, and that's all that matters, right? Yeah. So I promise that the market is unpredictable. That is the part that blows everybody's minds, because everybody's so ingrained into charting candle patterns, chart patterns, time frames, indicators. And I'm telling you, that's the biggest scam in trading. The most successful hedge fund managers out there in the world don't use any of that stuff, and they'll tell you that the market's random. It's mostly statistics and odds people trade on. Am I bullish now? No. And you have a smaller stop because of structure, or if you short at the start, you're blindly hoping with no structure stop. So no. Okay, so let me teach you something about what we do. Okay. I can predict volume pivots with different strategies. I can use options to tell you, I can use options to tell you to short at exactly this orange line with a 90% probability that a short will take off. What happens there is that option structure induces hedging. Hedging is guaranteed. The one thing about price action is not guaranteed. The market's randomly doing stuff. But what's guaranteed about delta hedging is everybody delta hedge the exact same way, no matter who you are or where you are, how much money you have. There's a formula that everybody uses to our hedging model is pretty much the same across the board with minor differences. So I can tell you that this pivot will have resistance 90% of the time. It will close below it. So therefore, every single time, because the odds are so high, the reason it doesn't go through it easily because it takes a very large amount of trading volume to offset the natural hedging pressure that's pulling it down. It's maximized here. So you see that volume spike is predictable. I calculate this level before the market even opens, right? Sorry, this level here. So the way that we trade is not just randomly jumping in. It's strategically trading at a certain pivot. I'm wrong small when I'm wrong, but I'm very accurate and first to the trade when I'm right. The difference. You see, I'll have a purple line on S&P drawn from back here. Look where it bounced. Look where the volume was. We work in the volume prediction world. Like I said, it's different because we're pioneers of this. You know, we're a team of mathematicians that are building something different. I can predict volume pivots very accurately. So therefore, I can frame out where I should trade from. Here. There's all kind of different things going on. Like right here. Look at that. There's that pivot that I was looking for earlier. So let me show you some cool things about it, right? I still can't predict the direction of the market. But at least I know where I'm going to trade from. If I wanted to frame a short, you know where I'm going to short from today? Here. It's old school of thought off of that. I'm not taking shorts anywhere else. This level, we're about to zap from here to maybe here. With this white line being greater than 0, we're likely to support here. With this orange line being greater than 0, we're likely to support here. It looks like my initial S&P trade was right. I just stopped down and didn't take it. And then we're going to blast all through the pockets because this is close to half, and then DD ratio, I'll probably short the upper band. Finish out the day. So the difference with candle theory is that you're chasing a trend, but you don't know the difference. Like this trend stopped you out, this trend stopped you out, this trend made you money. And it really just feels like you're trading with noise using candle patterns, right? So what we do is we wait for places to trade from and confirm them, right? So I load up like an example through here. 90% of the time when this ratio is greater than half, this trade takes place. 90% of the time. When this ratio is less than half, it's roughly like 60 to 70. So 60 to 70% of the time, we're going to continue and go to there. Once we get to there, it's going to try to resist because it's naturally resistance, but you can see that there's some support there. And so if it does break, it continues from there. So the idea is I can frame out before it even happens. I don't need the candles to prove or verify anything. I already know the levels where the volume is going to be. So I trade off of those levels. The reason I say price action is a scam is because it's taught as a scam. It's not like it's not useful. It's taught as a scam. It's taught to guarantee you that it can predict the market. The false assumption it makes is that the market's predictable to begin with. Just like the religious assumption. The assumption that the book makes is that the book itself is valid. It gives you that assumption with no outside validation. It's, I'm true because I say I'm true. And all technicals or candles tell you, trust me, bro, the market's trending and you need to use this every time. But what happens is what makes people get scammed is that they don't know when not to use it, how to identify chop versus trend. You have to make the assumption the market's always going to trend. And when it doesn't, you just take a loss. But I would argue that the market chops more than it trends. So over time, the loss is there. Like every breakout you take is a loss. Breakout you take is a loss. Breakout you take is a loss, and then breakout you take is a win. And if you're going for base hits, which is what also these candle pushers teach is base hits, then you lost 3 base hits and you didn't even catch the big wave up. You basically lost 3 times, made a little money, closed out. You didn't really make anything. Now, arbitrage is going way down. Be very careful here in this upside trend. We teach you entry efficiency to long and short from the right place. And then from there, use your candles to confirm direction and how big you trade. I promise you. Stick around here, you're gonna learn something special. It's a whole different school of thought, but volume is predictable, price is not. That's our school of thought. Price is random. And candle folks are just putting a lot of randomness and noise. With ARB dropping like that, I should probably frame a short at the gap fill. I don't know who it is, but let's go for it. Let's take it. Let's take it here too. I got one account I can trade on. Not the best place to short from, but it is a place to short from. Ideally, I do want to short from here, but arbitrage is giving me some good yummy juice here, at least to short back down to pocket. Let me see who that is in the events feed. I don't know. No, nobody is. There's no major crosses or anything. The best. So I'll tell you guys, ideally, I'm not going to trade anything big here. Just keep it small. Up here, upper band, that's the hit. That's the big play. What books or study material do I recommend? What we teach. I only recommend what we teach because it's a new school of thought. There's a lot of trading books out there that just give you like verbal fluff that don't really teach you anything. Like I said, we built our own trading school and it's only $1 a class. So it's like we basically teach you guys for as free as we can. Can you tell how to read options data? So right, you can't read options data. You'll never be able to do it. It's so complex and there's so much data. You need computational assistance to do it. Like we have, like I said, we have 5 server machines, 5 fully dedicated server machines. running in parallel, that all the options data that we get from just the US exchanges, it takes 5 server machines running in real time, fully dedicated, to even handle the order flow that comes through, to process in usable form. And then inside of those machines, there's all kind of roll-up algorithms and things that actually grab that data and make it usable. And then we have to run those correlations or those calculations to create all the indicators with it. So it's a very expensive process to analyze options data in real time. It's not just something that like you can just look at and see because of the layers of pages of data. So you've got like SPY, for example, has so many different strikes and so many different expirations. So you have a sheet of data for every expiration, every single strike for this day, every single strike for that day, and puts and calls at the same time. It's like 4D chess. You've got layers and layers. You have like pages of data organized into a book. So every book every page is usable data. So to analyze options in real time, which is kind of what we do, like we have a whole back-end process that does all this work. How to use positive res with negative arb? Right, so positive res only works, resilience only works inside of the box. Positive res means there. Negative arb means I can get 40 points a drop. The 780 to 740 is probably from there to there. But not shorting it to fall, but shorting it for a scalp. That makes sense. Although it does feel a little bit very powerful to the upside, but. So arbitrage is telling me that the market is getting a little bit ahead of itself, but honestly, I don't want to short big from here. I want to short big from here. So that's not even like the big trade. I'm just taking a possible scalp just in case I get like a big red candle that I can take my 40 points on from this area. With positive resilience has us supporting up here with S&P being negative. The red candle definitely probably could go to there. I keep saying we. Who's we? Do we have a team? Rocket Scooter is a corporation with 22 employees. We just hired 2 more streamers, so that's 24. Actually, let me add that, 24. And then we just hired 3 people. 22, 3, 4. We have 27 employees in our company. Rocket Scooter is a trading platform. You guys are used to seeing like a YouTube guru with the Discord. We're a trading platform. You see it on the screen. Very, very massive. Yeah, we're a pretty big group. I'm just a trader myself, but like we're a technology company. We have a trading platform. We created gamma exposure tools. We're the pioneers of the gamma exposure field in retail, and we were one of the early creators of that. But other streamers, you'll see them today. So they start it right after lunchtime. So this is a quick scalp play, betting on this one indicator here that's telling me there's an opportunity. As long as this indicator is negative by 40 points, I'm shorting at the high to get like a 40-point drop off of the top here. So let me show you how this works. From 791 all the way down to about 750, I could probably get a play off of that. BD ratio is still less than half, so we can get resistance off the pocket. If this decides to fly, which it could, I'm going to be shorting upper band. So okay, and now it just brought back to 0, so the opportunity has kind of faded away. So now it's not the best short anymore. I probably will, because I'm barely playing this today. I'm not putting a lot of effort into this. I do want to get that huge, huge, huge short from the top though. Oh yeah, the Discord videos are the more up-to-date versions. I have to update the website. We just recently refilmed all the bootcamp classes, so. Oh, I'm probably gonna get squeezed on this now. Kind of not really. This was a good op, but I don't think it's happening. And again, up here, that's my real big short. That's where I really want to play. I don't know if I'm gonna get the bigger. I think I'm gonna get the bigger play I want. I had a suspicion that today would fly, but here, ARB is back to 0, so my opportunity is gone. So if we get lucky on this one from here to here, then I'll get that trade. And I'll close out a half cap and get that. Bootcamp's available, yeah. Are they in trading of that Discord? Yeah, they're in the Discord under the bootcamp videos. So this is not the best place to be short from. Unfortunately, now I'm getting the signal against me. So I know that I'm wrong, but probably wrong, but I'm still hanging on. I'm going to stop at MHP buff here. 4 contracts is very small. I'm barely touching this too. I'm not putting any effort into that. I'll stop on the break to the upside. With resilience being greater than 0 here, it's very possible that it does break and keep going. So I'm not super happy about it. I was excited to see a possible arbitrage play, but it kind of zipped against me, so. Maybe I can get lucky on this one. But in reality, upper DD band, I'm gonna short the shit out of this here. Like big, like 20 contracts to the downside. Maybe I'm wrong, but from the right place. Oh yeah. And I'm just keeping the trade kind of small here. I don't have any signals to short though. That's the thing. So I lost my only scalping signal there. So it's not happening. Arb gotta be Arbin. That looked pretty sexy though for a hot minute there. I need to get out of this as quick as possible. So if I get a nice little green candle that brings me close to even, I might just get out of the way. But let's put 6 on it. Come on, take me closer to even. Put me closer to even. Even Steven, baby. Come on. Drop it to like here. It's certainly not squeezing as much as I wanted to. I'll drop it lower. Bitcoin leg down, gold leg down. Let's see. I don't have a good strong short signal off of this, so I need to cut my losses. I can get closer to even, I'd be happy. Maybe if I go to half cap, it'd be fine. But it's not set up right. I get to be wrong from the right place. Oh, no. Just give me. All right. Come on, give us a little bit more love here. Oh. Wow. Okay, now we trim back down to 4. All right, I'm gonna get out of the way. Oh, there it is. Come on, give it to me. Give me. Out. Okay. Thank you. I need to get out of that. Give me a trade after midnight. Okay, fuck that shit. I'm out of that one. Let me close these guys too. Hold on. I'm out. Get me out. Get out. Close. Close. Mark's in a nuke now? I don't fucking know, dude, but let's close that out. Thank you, universe, for the luck. Arb is now taking a little bit again, but I don't want to be in this bad signal. I'm out at the right time. But I managed to trade in all these other accounts that are zeros. So like I said, I populated everything. So that actually was pretty good. I thought I'm gonna lose. I could be right, but let me get out of the way there. Well played as usual. Thank you. I just want to get out of half cap. I still don't like it. And if I miss out on another leg, then I miss out on another leg. It is what it is. First time seeing emotions confirmed, not a robot. I'm panicking to close everything. I'm a very certified human being. That's the play I wanted to get to half cap anyways. It's right there. If it dumps from here and I could have made more, I could have made more. I just don't, the signals are just choppy. They're too hard to read today. So yeah, to demonstrate what I said earlier about candles and all that stuff, here's your breakout long, right? Look, I waited for the perfect moment to short and got out of the way where I needed to. Liquidity pocket short, DD ratio less than half. That's half the reason I wanted to close out. And here, it's very likely that we hold this. Keep pushing higher. I certainly don't want to take the risk any further, but coulda, woulda, shoulda, right? I'm happy with my performance. I did pretty good today. Could be a lot better, but no way am I unhappy. With DD Bam, Arbitrage tells you your stop. So how much you're going to overshoot is this. So the lowest that it was is about 40 points on NASDAQ. Lowest that it was about 7 points on S&P. That's about what your stop should be. You're going to allow this much variance in price. It's a stop loss indicator now. I guess chop is garbage. Oh, 100%. Watch. Most trend traders are going to jump in right here and try to short it. There's a very high probability it bounces from here and keeps going. Just watch. It's fighting. The resilience number is very positive, which is half gap support. There's support here. Very strong support, actually. Hey, what's up, Great Dame? So our bootcamp classes are pre-recorded, so you can actually just watch them whenever you want at your leisure. And the bootcamp class itself is at market close here, which is going to be closer to like 10 o'clock your time in the evening when our US market closes. So if you can't make the lives, they're recorded, so it's totally, you'll be able to just watch the recordings. Hit me again, bartender. Another. Oh, I love it. Yeah, I love. I get like any kind of hot sauce, dude, or mild sauce or sauce, tangy, peppery. Yeah, we only have CQG data on our platform, but currently right now we're working with our two partners, NinjaTrader and Go Charting, to put our stuff inside of those platforms as well, or you'll have more options for data feeds. Yes, sir. So I just had another conversation with my Fund and Futures team yesterday about the big event that we're planning. It's going to be the biggest trading event of the year, hands down. Biggest prizes, biggest money, biggest. It's a tournament of sorts. It'll be co-ran by myself and Ash Trades. So Ash Trades and I will be running the biggest trading tournament of the year. There's going to be so much to do. It's not just a tournament. It's even bigger than a tournament. Prizes, 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 prizes. So we got the final clarification on everything that we needed to do to get going, and management's on board. They've approved our entire business plan for it. We had to create a business plan for them, a revenue plan, like how much it's going to pull in, how much we're going to give out, all that stuff. And they're very excited. They're like, yes, it's a go. It's a go. So they said originally, they were like, yeah, we'll let you guys make it whatever y'all want, propose something. We proposed it and it's officially a go. So we met yesterday to finish up the fine details about it. And we're going to be rushing to get this thing going. Not just another tourney. It's bigger than a tourney. It's a tourney plus, if you may. It's probably going to take us a month or so. The plan is to try to make it by like March, April. So the rules meant to make my Fund of Futures the most money doesn't make any sense. It's a trading tournament. The rules aren't designed to make them the most. Oh, I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. Oh, so am I designing it to like make them so much money? Well, obviously it's win-win for everybody, right? A trading tournament's going to cost you something, maybe, but also the business is not going to host a tournament at a loss either. So obviously You know, just like any trading tournament, there's always people, or like any tournament of anything, there's always an entry fee, there's always a prize, and the leftover pays for everybody to run the show. But it's not designed to be unfair to you guys, if that's what you're saying. Like it's designed to just be unfair. No. It's certainly going to be a regular trading tournament format with fixed account size, fixed reset costs, things like that. And your performance is your performance, whether you win or not. The rules aren't unnatural. There's no trailing drawdown. There's no bullshit squeeze rules. It's going to be as clean as possible as far as rules go to really see who the better trader is. You see what I'm saying? How I got all the short at the right place? What I tell you guys, don't listen to the candles. Use confluence with the market internals like we do. I told you it's very strong support here. I was not wrong. There's a reason our channel got so big. If it's your first week or first day here, we have something special. Yeah, so Dogopedia, the problem with getting data to you guys, futures data is very expensive. If we just redistributed future data to you, futures data, you'd have to pay a lot of money per month for it, like $75 per exchange. That's the only way that you can get cheap data for futures. The CME group charges an arm and a leg for it, is if you have an actual brokerage account. So we take the shortcut there. Most of these major corporations like, you know, TradingView and stuff, billion-dollar companies, they sell you data at a loss so that they make up their money elsewhere. So that's like how they do it. We can't afford to do that, to give you, you know, $10 data, and we eat the other $65 per user. Next bootcamp will start up in March. Yeah, arbitrage is negative, but it's not negative enough. I want to see it at least 40 before I strike. Like earlier, see how it was negative 40? That's when I strike. Negative 20, not enough. You want, for NASDAQ, the rule of thumb is you want it to be at least 40 in both sides, and you want it to be 10 in S&P. You see how I made that trade? That trade was worth like 10 grand across the board, but in and out, right? I knew I was wrong. I got out of the way. Everyone else probably trying to short this just got squeezed. This is what we do here that's different. None of this was based on candles. You saw me like, okay, if I break even, hopefully we'll be good, be good, break even. Okay, oh, get out. It might seem like I have some kind of crystal ball here. I teach you how to read this. Be able to do what I just did. I know I'm wrong. Shit, I'm wrong. Let me get cost base a little higher. I'm wrong. Okay, if I can just fall to half gap, I'm good. I'm out. Close. And y'all saw me like closing all these accounts one at a time. These guys were all short and upside down, and once they broke even, I closed out. Look at that. Knowing you're wrong as quickly as possible is how you make money in this game. That is the secret to trading. How to invalidate your position as quick as possible prevents you from ever blowing up. Let's do that, baby. If I get upper DB band today, though, 69.15. Oh God, I want to hit that. I want to hit it so hard like it owes me money. What was the entry? The entry was right here at the top of liquidity pocket with DD ratio less than half for the resistance play off of here. But I started jumping in early when arbitrage was negative 40 to show a 40-point drop. When I got my 40-point drop, I closed everything out. Get out of the way. So now we're kind of on the fence of finding a liquidity pocket. This very much could support here. It's going to fight here for a little bit. Have to prioritize being profitable or being right. Right, being wrong is part of trading, but the way you're profitable as a trader is how you act when you are wrong. Any buffoon can make money in a trade. Any idiot can push a button and print $10,000 in 10 minutes. Any moron can make it rain honeys from the sky. However, it takes a genius to walk away from a loss while knowing that you're wrong, keeping it as small as possible. This is the secret to trading. to lose the right way. Anyone can win easily. It's so easy to make money trading. It's the easiest thing you'll ever do in the world. You wake up, you walk in here with in your underwear, you just flip a coin and push a button, you've printed $20,000. Just like that. You didn't have to go to college, didn't have to lift a finger. You've been playing video games, and that money just printed for you. It's, I mean, how easy is that? The easiest fucking thing you'll do in the world is make money trading. It's so easy to make money trading. But it's impossibly hard to keep it. And that's where everyone fails. Competition, we don't have a start date yet. We're still, right now, we put in the request for their tech team to start building the beta part of the site on a test server so that we can have all the site mechanics ready to support it. It's a big event, so it's going to need a lot of website design. So hopefully early like this week or next, we get them going with building the site first. At the same time, while we do the marketing and filming and marketing reach out. Marketing is like to get people interested. So like I'm handpicking a list of people that I want to bring on as like influencers to get the event going. So we're gonna reach out to people. And Sean, Kyle, later. Yeah, later, bud. We'll see ya. It's so easy to lose money trading. Oh yeah, the other half of the sentence. It's so easy to make money, but it's a lot easier to lose it. And it's a lot harder to keep it. So the punchline of that joke is, oh my God, this guy said it's so easy to make money trading. SEC's listening. It's easy to make money trading. It's just easier to lose it, and it's harder to keep it. And so the problem people have is they don't lose the right way. We teach you how to lose the right way, how to invalidate your trade. Would you say that what you saw today was a very good indication of me as somebody knowing what the hell they're talking about from the trades I've made? I invalidated very quickly and got out of the way. Even though I was right-ish, I definitely got out of the way of that. I got in, got out quick. I got in again, invalidated my play, changed my cost basis very quickly, was gonna stop there, got the trade, got out of the way. Does it seem like I have a very rigid way to approach this, right? I'm losing very quickly and sharply at a predetermined spot. I'm only executing at the right spot too. The whole way up, I'm not shorting there. I'm not shorting there. I'm not shorting there. I'm not shorting there. I shorted exactly here. Once the signals show me, arbitrage is a leading indicator. This is one of the best things we've ever created. This indicator has been like, the video I made about it is going viral right now. Is the only leading indicator you'll ever see in the market. You can see how we're going up, and finally the indicator started going down. I jumped in on the short, and then I got my 40 points from there, and it snapped back to zero. It was designed to exactly do this thing, to show me if the futures have overstretched the implied value of the stocks, and they did. It was extremely strong here. I took the short. Which site has perks like points or rewards towards emails? That I don't know. Like rewards as in like the more you spend, you get like a punch card, you get like discounts or something. I don't know. You feel bombarded with ideas on watching YouTube traders. Well, a lot of times, a lot of YouTube traders don't really know what they're doing. So they tend to, like I tell you, I've learned is that the more that somebody understands what it is they're teaching you, the more elegant and simple their display will be of it. If somebody's explaining something to you and it's a convoluted mess that sounds very complicated, they don't fully understand it themselves. Somebody who's mastered their craft will be able to explain it to you elegantly. It's like beautiful. There's like a single sentence that explains their mastery of their subject. That's how you know the difference between a grandmaster and a master and an apprentice. An apprentice will explain you the idea in a paragraph. A master will explain it to you in a sentence. A grandmaster will just look at you a certain way and you'll understand what they're trying to teach you. It's like, the better you get, the easier it is to understand. You feel bombarded with ideas because people don't have a fucking clue what they're saying. And they're just all over the place. And the more they talk, the more it sounds like they know what they're talking about. What time frame am I on? I don't trade with time frames, Allie. I actually don't use any time frame. I have a completely different method that doesn't use time frames, candles, or anything. I can predict volume pivots, and I use confluence down here, independent of time frame. So it makes it even simpler with people juggling like millions of different charts. Time frame doesn't matter. I can pick anything here and it's arbitrary. Time frame doesn't matter. So I just zoom in on the 1 minute just to watch the candles, but I don't use candles when I trade. As a matter of fact, I could just turn everything off and trade off in numbers. So I could actually not use charts and still trade. I don't look at the charts. They're there just to be there, to show me where price is at a level, but all I need is the actual price. I can use just this and make all my decisions. These numbers and this price and this number is all my decision making. That's it. This number, price, and then these numbers. So let me tell you what it means, okay? With this number being less than half, it means there's a pressure from that light gray and dark gray boxes this way. When this number is greater than 0, it means there's support. Let me draw it with green. When this number is greater than 0, it means there's support from here to here and support from here to there. And if we break their support from there to there, this number being greater than 0 means the probability is much higher that we break through here. Roughly 40% chance. And with this number less than 0, there's a resistance play from here. So now you see that I have a trade plan. I don't even have to look at the candles. I've got about, what is it, 730 to 800? I've got like 80 points of scalp range in here. I've got about 80 points of scalp range here. And I've got a breakout play on an 800 play that's going to hit 2 waves up if it does bounce. And that's it. So my short setups are pretty much here only and here only today. Now let's see what the chart actually did, right? Oops. Can you see this leg here, and this leg here and here, and this leg here and here? Right? So all I do is I know certain things in the market, and we utilize the market internals like this to predict the probabilities of stuff. This pressure right here is exactly why I'm like, okay, I'm going to short off of here, but I'm going to close out here because of that pressure right there. See how I have a smarter approach, and somebody's like, let me just hold just in case it falls. Well, no, you're gambling at that point. Well, everyone else right now is trying to figure out, should they be shorting this or not? I walked away with another 10 G's just off of that. Just off of that leg. I take what I know, get in, get out like a sniper. I waited and I waited and I waited and I waited and I shorted here and I covered there. I'm the first one in, I'm the first one out, and now the newbies are jumping in here. Let me see what I should do now. Right? Like a ninja. I'm in, I'm out, on the sidelines. And so the whole point of drawing, and I'll draw a couple more of these for you guys. So what each of these indicators do, I'll explain them to you. So the white line and the dashed line is your gap. This is your basic gap. This is SPY, an example. We're trading S&P futures. This is where SPY closed yesterday, SPY opened today. Okay, we gap down in S&P. This is the half gap. This white box is controlled by this white number. If that white number is less than 0, then there is a pressure from here and a pressure from here. But it's pretty much at 0, so it's not that strong of a pressure. Let's put the word weak here. Weak resistance. It's barely, and it tells you the condition here, what makes it resistance. And these numbers will switch from resistance to support. As the indicators change, the algo will change. So it's a very weak resistance from here because it's not that negative. This goes from negative 100 to 100. And actually, Nasdaq is actually somewhat positive. Okay. The orange indicator being positive shows that there's a higher probable chance of breaking this. This is about 40% chance of break. It's actually much higher than the 10%. It's a decent chance. Decent chance we get a runner. Because this confluence is good. This one off the chart doesn't even apply. PD ratio less than half is also confluence for this range here. that number. So I look at the S&P, I've got resistance from here. I've got resistance from here. And I've got breakout potential from there. Now this is easy to see. Breakout potential from here. This is an invalidation point. If I'm trying to short and I break 10 points above here, I'm invalidated and I'm out of the way because it will keep going from there. So let's go ahead and zoom off to the left and show you what the S&P is doing, right? Oops. Right? There's that downward pressure from there. Again, let me draw this there. There's the downward pressure from there. Downward pressure from there. Downward pressure from there. So these legs are all well defined. Above here, I'm not shorting. I'm invalidated. Watch just keep going. And you say, well, why don't you long, right? Well, I have too many conflicting signals right now. There's a lot of ups and downs. So I'm not convinced that the long is safe, even though the long is probably the proper trade to take. Our indicators are available on our own trading platform called Rocket Scooter. It's a cracked version of TradingView. So you get it from our website when you buy the indicators and tools. And what our technique is gamma exposure, but it's market maker gamma exposure. And then we use leading indicators and market internals to go with it. This white line is a gap fill predictor. It predicts the gap fill. With NASDAQ, let me show you this really cool. The white line is a gap fill predictor. When it is above 0, which is right here, then NASDAQ wants to fill its gap to there. That's why I wasn't shorting anywhere through here. The S&P, once it's greater than 0, it wants to fill its gap to there. It is so good at what it does. And then if you break, this is now support because it's greater than 0, then it can be support to keep going. And there are no resistances until there. This is the next resistance. Nah, maybe this total. So if it keeps going, it doesn't stop until here. So when I look at that, I tell myself, okay, what if I was shorting? What's my risk here? Well, then if I bag hold from 49 almost to 6,900, I can be upside down 50 whole points by bag holding a short. If I lose 10 of that, I'm invalidated. I'm going to stop because I don't want to lose another 40. So I use this to plan how much I can win, how much I can lose, and I'm never lose sight of my risk and reward, right? Do you get the full labels if you don't have futures data? Yeah, so this is for futures. The labels and all this are for futures, yeah. Is this stuff dumbed down? Joey, bro, it's okay. Like, for what it's worth, we don't really go into like the complex math that goes into it. Everything's explained as simple as possible. I use like metaphors and analogies and stuff. Like I explain circuit breakers with a car crash analogy, like in car insurance. Like I use things that are very relatable. Most trading, like I said, most trading guru types will teach you complex charting. It's annoying, it's intense, it's too much. It's just basically trying to draw patterns in the noise, and it feels overwhelming because it's full of shit. This is very simple. We can use certain techniques to predict where volume is going to be. We predict a volume profile ahead of time. You want to play a game? Let me show you something cool. All right. Hold on. I'm going to play a game with you. I'm going to show you guys. Have y'all used a volume profile before? This is what we actually did. We decided to use options to create a predictable volume profile a day in advance. Let me just put something on here like NVIDIA, right? Actually, let me not spoil the price. Let's just put ES back on there. Let me show you something pretty neat. Let's put a volume profile on here. And I'm going to tell you, with what our tools are, it's the only thing in the world that you ever seen something like this. Watch this. Okay, so we're going to look at today's volume profile in the S&P, okay? Y'all know what volume profile is, right? Volume profile takes the volume that's accumulated throughout the day and draws it for you vertically like this. So you can see where the volume has been. There's been a lot of volume here. People call us a point of control, but the majority of the volume has been here at 68.58. Can I tell you, at 9:30 in the morning is when all these indicators spit up, and it's basically mapping out your volume profile ahead of time. Remember, this wasn't formed until the trading actually happened. This was formed now. This is currently now. It's growing in real time. At the start of the day, this was all zero. But at the start of the day, I knew where the nodes were going to be ahead of time. This is like the brilliant thing we created. Just like I know to get out of the way of the short with my confluence, let me blow your mind another way, right? Let me show you something. Let me move this off to the side. Okay, so a liquidity pocket is going to be a high volume node. Anything between a bull zone and a bear zone is a liquidity pocket. So I'm going to put the word high volume node there. I'm going to put the word high volume node here. Okay. And then anything that's like open and close is also going to be high volume node. And anything that is bear zone top to bull zone, when bear zone is on top, is a low volume node. Okay. So you're going to have high volume here, low volume here, high volume here, low volume there, and high volume there. At the start of the day, this is what your volume profile should look like. If we blaze right through it from pivot to pivot, your volume will distribute this way. Okay. So 6810, high volume node, 6810. Oh. 6830 and 40, 6830 and 40. Ah. 6850, where it says high volume node, 6850. Are you impressed? Now let me show you something cool. Give me a random ticker, and I'll do like a bunch of them for random. How neat is it, right? I know where my high volume nodes will be on today's trading before it even created. I'm a day ahead of today's volume profile that people will be using tomorrow. Tomorrow, people will be looking at that to make decisions tomorrow. You've got it before today even started. So we use options to do that. And again, we have a whole different approach to trading. Somebody said AMD. All right. AMD is fairly simple. It's all clustered here. It's not going to be that well distributed, but you're going to see that you're going to have AMD is going to have high volume node here with two of these pivots. This is probably your point of control right here, because you have two pivots nearby. And this is all going to be high volume. So AMD is probably going to look like this. Just one lump for the day. It's not going to be a lot of low volume there. So let's type in AMD and see if I was right. Just one little lump. Remember, hold on. Come on. Let me just zoom out to where it's like easier to squeeze this down. So AMD is here. Yeah, so like one lump like this, one lump like this. You see that? Womp, womp, womp. High volume node, roughly 202, your point of control. 202 is your pretty much your point of control. Maybe I was wrong that 200 was close, but hedge pressure down inside of here. You have low volume in between your pivots, high volume around your pivots. Okay. Give me another one. Let's have fun. 2 for 2. Micron. All right. Immune. Same story, right? So you're going to basically have high volume here and here. And then here and here. So your low volume is going to be there and there. All right, Micron. Let's see how right I was. 397.5 high volume node. There it is. 400 high volume node. There it is. Right. 402, which is the point of control, is actually a little random, but it's still kind of near this pivot. Slightly off. But then you have your low volume, which is in between 401 and 406. And between 401 and 406, there's your low volume. These are printed at the start of the day. And look how the volume distributes. So far, everybody, are you impressed? Would you like to know what we're doing with this? Imagine when you're taught to trade volume profiles. You're taught to trade from volume node to volume node. Am I correct, class? Aren't you taught to do that? Markets illiquid here, and liquid here, and liquid there. So you're taught to trade from node to node, but after it's happened, it's the only time you know where it is. After it's happened, right? So if you've mapped out where the nodes are beforehand using options and different kinds of methods that we use to map out where those nodes will be, then you are a step ahead of actual traders. This alone is what put Rocket Scooter on the map, because now I know where my volume nodes are going to be. And now I know where to make my trades from. Here in a liquidity pocket, this is very liquid. The market's not going to make a directional change easily from here. Liquid markets don't usually crash, they usually hang. Now this signal itself is showing me that the liquidity breaks to the downside now. From here, there's resistance from there. But because it's liquid, I get out of the way. I don't bet on markets crashing from a liquidity pocket. Between a bear zone and between a bull zone, bull is dark gray, bear is light gray. It's extremely liquid. My scalps are short-lived inside of here if I'm shorting. I never bet from here for the market to crash because it's liquid. It's found buyers and sellers are in harmony. Bears are here, bulls are there. And it's just kind of trapped there. And so, but I know that this is a very strong volume node, right? And then resilience and arbitrage are your confluences that tell you, so we know where the volume is going to be distributed in anything, any stock, any whatever. I mean, you could pick something randomly and it's the same stuff. Here's Apple. I mean, I could just keep doing this, right? Apple, high volume node here. So high, high, high. This will also be kind of high at the open through here. Like, you know, these are your higher volume nodes and this is your low volume node. I would say your point of control is likely to be where you have two pivots here. Your point of control is either going to be here or here with Apple. And I said I'm just looking at that. And again, I'm not cheating because I'm doing this in front of your faces. So let's type in Apple. And let's see if I'm close to being right. Again. Well, Apple's kind of like congested. Oops, let me zoom in here. So I've got, come on. I've got 255, 256-ish and 257 to 57 and a half. So 256 is the smaller one. 57 to 57 and a half actually didn't create volume. So this one time we didn't have much because it just blazed right through it. But the other higher volume is like 260, right? Which is the bigger one I've noted. And then this is where your volume node is. But you can easily see that like between 260 and 258 is your low volume node, as I've shown low right here. So you know what's important and what's not. That's the whole point. This is not important. If price is trading right here, it doesn't mean anything to me. Let me either long from there or short from there. And so the whole point of what Rocket Scooter was designed to do is to increase entry and exit efficiency, to only trade where it matters and not arbitrarily be jumping in on a trade. If I short too early, like, okay, like this goes here and this goes here, and okay, you know what? Let me short for lower highs. And then I got squeezed because this is arbitrary. This is meaningless. This level is meaningless. Here's a meaningful level here, here, and here. Let me make my decisions at the right spot. It allows me to not jump in her, like not shorting there. That's silly, that's silly, that's silly. I'm not jumping at the wrong place. I actually jumped in at the right place today. I actually shorted from the high of the last 3 hours. So the point becomes, when you mix it with the confluences are watching all the stocks at the same time to go with the volume. So with futures, what this actually does is it looks at all the companies in the index at the same time. What they're doing at those volume nodes, same thing. So the example being, let me give you an easier signal. Inside of a liquidity pocket, we have a liquidity pocket indicator that tells you what the stocks are doing. See, inside of here, and a NASDAQ has one here, when this ratio is less than half, there's more bearish stocks than bullish stocks. It's more likely to do this than it is to do that. it's less likely to keep going because this indicator is resistance. You can see it says resistance right there. It says it here too, but it's behind the white one. Because it's resistance, it's not having a good time moving higher. The stocks are pushing lower. So why would the futures push higher? That's the simplest philosophy of what we teach. So we're looking at what the stock, this is the net market cap weighted aggregate of all the stocks in their own liquidity pockets. Majority of the stocks have failed to hold their pocket. So the index is not going to break to the upside. Does this make sense, everybody? 700 likes. Are you ready for giveaway? Is this making sense, people that are new here? Y'all following what I'm saying? So it's a very simple process. If I know where the volume's going to be when I get there, I'm going to look at what the stocks are doing and make my decision off of that. If I got really strong confluence, I'm going to bet big. If I have very weak confluence, I'm going to bet small. As simple as that. Where should I trade from? And when I get there, what are the stocks doing? That's what I say. I don't look at candles. That doesn't matter to me. Why would I care what the futures are doing when the futures are tracking what the stocks are doing? That's in its purest form, the most important thing. So when I look at all these signals, what matters is that this resilience area is just above or below zero. It paints a picture of the polarity. So if this orange line is above zero, then this leg goes this way to next resistance. If the blue line is less than zero, then this goes this way to next support. White line greater than zero, so it goes from here to there. This less than half, it goes from there to there. Now I got some legs to play with. Giggity. So now I've got to trade from here to there. I've got to scalp from there to there. Now when you know what you know, does this area right here sound like where dummies will trade from? Like you're kind of in the middle of the range? Doesn't that seem like the coin flip area with what I just showed you, right? You would say that, right? This seems like where the coin is flipping. You're in the middle of the range. You're in the middle of the long and you're at the end of the short. When you look at this, instinctually, does it seem like a good place to short from? Not really. You're kind of in the middle, right? So when you see this and your candle theorists are telling you, bro, jump in on the short, you're going to make some money. It seems like the FOMO you have of missing out on the short, what we teach you, saved your ass. You know what I'm saying? Does that make sense? So now what our stuff is telling you is this is the middle. We don't diddle in the middle. Now you want to flip a coin, you're fine. What's the likelihood of which way it goes? If you're to put a gun to my head, it's likely to go south. But why would I short into the trade when I know I've got resistances up here? So I'm going to wait and let it push through and push through and push through and then jump on my short near the top and then close it in the middle when everyone else is like, which way should I bet from here? I'm on the sidelines with my money in my pocket. Like I said, last year I won 2 major trading competitions. The Rocket Scooter team got 2nd place in Tradeify's a Grand Cup, which competed every influencer against each other. Our community got 2nd place. We're making some splashes, like with what we're doing is different, but there's a reason we're getting pretty big because volume prediction is the new school way of trading. So almost lunchtime, yes, sir. You like what you hear from me? Struggling past Top Step? I'll tell you, man, like, if anything, just watch the stream. I mean, it's free and you can see what my resistances and supports are. And maybe some of this will rub off on you guys because candles, you're just chasing trends that may not happen. You have to assume that everything's a trend, and almost every single time today, the trend has fallen short, but the minute you got the breakout signal, you're upside down. Like, here's the high. Once you broke through the high and tested here, yeah, maybe you've got yourself a gap to play on your 5-minute chart, right? It's traditional ICT teaching. Look, now you got a gap, right? Now inside of here, maybe you've made a long, maybe you're back to here. Maybe you chased along here and you're slightly upside down. Traditional candle theory tells me that we're making a support to go higher. You ask me, I think we're going lower. So why do I think we're going lower? Well, forget the candles. The stocks, the indicators are telling me market's going to go lower. What this orange line at the bottom is called arbitrage. What it actually is telling me is that the futures, let me tell you something even cooler. All right. So this is a little more complex, but I like to show off. what's going on. As we've already proven to you guys, like the open and close of any stock is a high volume. Like here's the volume on Amazon. It's like the highest volume of the day, right at the open. And the close yesterday is also high volume. So Amazon, in any stock, the highest volume is at these actual white lines, the highest volume you'll see. So these are all high volume nodes here, here, and here. What you know when markets are liquid at these high volume nodes, what you notice is what markets gap down or gap up, they're always trying to like decide, do they gap and keep going or not? So what we did was we made an indicator that's looking at every stock in its gap. We call this the redistribution zone, or i.e. the gap. So in the gap, you have the half gap, which is the middle line. We look at every single stock. If a stock is slightly above or slightly below the half gap, then it's very important, because the philosophy of what makes stocks move to begin with is when stocks are going up in price, they're looking for sellers. When stocks are going down in price, they're looking for buyers. So if a stock was at the zero line in the middle, perfectly harmoniously liquid, buyers and sellers in perfect equilibrium here, tons of buyers and sellers here, tons of buyers and sellers there. So in the middle, it's harmony. See how I said I thought it's going down? Look at that. The gap's getting filled. So here you can see that Amazon example is moving higher. What our algorithm does is it looks at how far Amazon's moved inside of this box, and then it calculates how far it still needs to go. If Amazon has moved this much, then the S&P has also moved so much as well. If Amazon needs to move another 20 cents to fill the gap, then that creates a move in the S&P equal to some value of new S&P. Amazon hasn't made the move yet, but the algorithm will assume if it's above the half gap, it's going to complete its gap fill. So the algorithm will add this 20 cents to the S&P, market cap weighted, and then readjust the S&P to its implied value. So right now the S&P has a certain value, but if Amazon were to fill its gap, the S&P will be a certain amount higher. So there's a difference. And what we do is we look at the futures relative to the actual index value, and where the futures are leading or lagging behind the index. We normalize that, and then we add these implied value to the index, and then we look at the difference. Are futures leading or lagging behind the value what the index will be if every stock were to fill its gap at once? And that's where arbitrage was born. Arbitrage is telling me right now, futures are 33 points higher than the implied move of the index. And the implied move is the magic here that makes it a leading indicator. It's the moves that hasn't happened yet. Like any stock that's traversing through the middle of that range, let me find one that's got a good range on it. It's considering that. Like if Tesla's floating at the middle at 415 and falls just a little bit, an arbitrage is going to say, well, we've got another $2 worth of Tesla that the NASDAQ is and S&P is going to shrink in price, whatever that converts to those actual points. This is telling you the actual points altogether. Because arbitrage is negative, the futures, like the stocks are pushing this way, but futures are overshooting by 20 points. So NASDAQ's going to be trying to chop down 20 points to get back in line with the stocks. It's the spring that is connecting futures to what it's tracking. Why did I think your ICT gap was going to fill? Well, because arbitrage is negative. There's no upward pressure to pull the market higher. The stocks are pulling the market lower. This indicator tells you that. Case in point, this indicator, when the futures were going up and up and up and up and up and up, once arbitrage tanks 42 points, it told me the futures got 40 points ahead of themselves. I jumped in on short right there and closed out as soon as arbitrage snapped to zero. Arbitrage is a rubber band that tells you how far the futures are getting ahead of themselves. And the stocks aren't going with it. And I shorted it right back to snap in place, and I closed out once ARB got to zero. This is the most brilliant thing we've ever created here. Now, it's 20 points is not enough for me to make actionable scalps on. I usually want 40 or more using this tool, but everybody saw this on stream. See how ARB was just tanking, while futures were going up and up and up and up, and it corrected itself like a spring, snapped back into action. It almost looks like a spring, doesn't it? Like you're stretching the rubber band, and then you let go of it and it goes womp, 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 womp. Does everybody here see that? Just really quick, so I have to get out of here and I have to go to my funded TV. Does everybody see how it kind of like snap back into place? We all see that? When somebody asks, is my teaching hard to follow? Was this hard to follow? Explaining it like a rubber band, because this is very technical. That's how I explain it away. Does that make sense? The giveaway, you know what I'll do is maybe we can let Neon run the giveaway trying to get started. But at least as the explanation makes sense to you guys, like it overshot and it just snapped back into place. It didn't reverse, it just kind of fell back into place. That's what that leading indicator tells me. That's what it's designed to do. Tell me if futures are getting away from themselves. The implied value of what the S&P should have been was like down here. So the futures are like, get back on path. So when we teach and I teach, I try to, that's a very complex topic. You guys just learned about index arbitrage hedging. You didn't even think about it. People are hedging futures to arbitrage the difference in discrepancies in the index. You just learned a very complex topic and I explained it like a rubber band. Like that's the way to think about it, right? So that's kind of like what our indicators are designed. All of these ones at the bottom are designed to be leading indicators. They're making inferences on where the stock will go. So if a stock is here, it's going to say, well, the stock needs to go here instead. And therefore, futures have that much more to go in the future. So then we're going to monitor that. And that's why these indicators are also powerful, like because they actually are based on moves that haven't happened yet. Price action and candle action are looking at stuff that's already happened to make a guess for the future. We're looking at stuff that hasn't happened yet to look into the future. So like, that's why I reject the whole candle theory stuff, because it's looking at the past to make decisions about the future. We're literally looking into the future. Every stock is moving higher. S&P has 30 more points it's about to gain. Shit, let me long it. Make my 30 points, let me close out. Arbitrage trading is by far one of the best things. If you can have a tool set that allows you to do that, it's one of the best things for scalping because you can see those plays that just snap out. And this is a scalping indicator. So I was in and I was out quicker than just about anybody. So I know we have room for a giveaway. I'm gonna let Neon run it when he gets on. Let me do his very first giveaway when he does it after my funded TV. So we owe you guys like a bunch of futures desks and we'll do some more fun stuff later. So where will the other walls be, right? So this kind of puts a lot of techniques on top of each other. The sort of gap fill mechanic from white line to white line is this indicator. These indicators match with the colors on the chart themselves. So like, they're just tiebreakers. When I get to this orange line, I know it's a high volume node. If I get there, oh, what do I do when I get there? Well, let me observe what the stocks are doing. Oh, it's definitely bullish. Okay, so if we get here, the stocks have mostly broken through that yellow line on their own accord. They're in gamma positive. This tells me the stocks are gamma positive. So I'm not going to bet that the index remains gamma negative. I want to line the index up with the stocks. So I'm not shorting off of the orange line with a heavy hand because, well, stocks aren't doing the same thing. White line is a tiebreaker at this middle line here at the liquidity inside of the gap. So the white line is a tiebreaker here. If it's greater than 0, it wants to stay on that side of the dash line. This wants to stay on that side of the dash line. It's greater than 0. Now, S&P's is less than 0, which means it does maybe want to go to there. There's a potential short up on the S&P. Nasdaq is positive, S&P is negative. You see how right now we're getting mixed signals in both, right? They're sort of out of sync with each other. What do I do? Well, nothing. I'm confused. The indicators are confused, so I'm going to sit out. You guys learn in candlestick trading and all that. You're always trying to find what's the move, what's the move, what's the move. We teach you, I don't know. I'm confused. One's up and one's down. I just sit out. Does that make sense? Right? You don't have a clear signal, don't make a trade. And just wait for it to clear up. It will clear up eventually. Where do you get all this information? Yeah, give me some information here. One of the biggest trading... Oh, shoot. Oh no. Hold on, guys. I deleted... I lost everything. I alt F4'd the music and it all went gone. Hold on. I lost everything. Even the music. Sorry about that. Oops. Here I am trying to... I'm literally like I literally like killed my entire browser. I don't even know what I did. I thought I hit Windows M on accident, but I think I just tanked the whole thing. There goes the music, you guys. I got to go to my Fun TV in a second. This is the link for all of our stuff. About to control Z everything. Oh no. Okay. So guys, I have to go, but look, we're streaming all day. Don't not be here. Okay. I go to My Funded TV and I do a segment called Lunch Money with Matt. It's the same thing as the stream, just on My Funded TV channel. I want you all to go here for me for now. Everyone go here. Neon will be live in 1 hour from now. So we don't overlap my show and his show. That way we can all be in one place, right? So I go to My Funded TV for an hour and then we come back here for Neon to finish up the day from 1:30 until market close. I'm so excited. I'm going to be here with you guys all day. My first time ever watching the Rocket Scooter channel stream. I'm excited as you guys are. You have no idea. I'm thrilled to sit back and watch Rocket Scooter as an audience member. I'm thrilled. It'll be on this channel. Yeah. So that link I posted, go to that link now. We'll be there for an hour. And then after that, we'll all pile back into here. I'll bring us back over here as well. Will I be in the chat? Oh yeah, I'll be in the chat. I'm gonna hang out with you guys. I'm gonna be a member. I'm gonna talk shit. I'm gonna troll. I'm gonna have fun. For the first time ever, I get to be one of you hooligans. That's gonna be fun. So I'm super thrilled. Neon's great. You guys are gonna love him, man. He is a cool guy. He's very smart. He's very funny. He's a natural announcer. I mean, I'll let him tell you his story, but I keep track of the resilience of YM. We never built one for YM. We have one for Russell though. But yeah. So anyways, point is that our indicators are designed as confluence indicators with the index itself. You see how S&P's resilience was negative and S&P jumped down to the bottom? Nasdaq's is positive. Nasdaq was trying to jump to the top. So we got like mixed signals, but the S&P did fulfill its destiny based on this, right? So the trick with us is called volume prediction. We use gamma exposure, but our algorithm is different than anyone else because we use this array of computers to analyze options data in real time, and we filter out just the market maker options. We have a way to analytically determine those. Hello? What's up, girlfriend? What is in that bowl? Let me see. What?
Salad, tomatoes.
Amazing.
I gotta get cut in like.
You do, don't you?
Yeah.
She gotta get cut. All right, guys. Everyone, join me on My Funded TV. When you get there, post some rockets in chat. Give some love to the streamers there. I'll be live. We'll do a giveaway there. When we come back here, we'll do a giveaway. Neon, we'll throw you guys some accounts later. Oh yeah, Chad was chat. Will I be the Chad in chat? I'll be the Giga Chad, baby. All right. So join me in My Funded TV. We love you guys. Thanks for all the support, and we'll see y'all later in the afternoon.
turns we